most egregious betrayal that any leader in American history has ever inflicted upon its people. What she has done is not acceptable. It's so bad. She has violated her oath, eradicated our sovereign border, and unleashed an army of gangs and criminal migrants. I mean, we have migrants pouring in here by the tens of thousands that are criminals from jails, from mental institutions, terrorists. They come from mental institutions, and they come from insane asylums, and they come from all around the world, from Venezuela to the Congo. Lots of people coming from the jails of the Congo, stealing countless American lives, and they do nothing about it. These are open borders. They come in totally unchecked and unvetted. Just days ago, right here in your state, an incredible 25-year-old mom, beautiful mom, named Mimi Rodriguez Ramirez, was kidnapped from a Walmart parking lot that was safe. She was horribly abused and murdered, violently murdered. A week later, her body was dumped on a road. It was found by the police in condition that they said they'd never seen anything like that before. The animal who murdered Mimi was an illegal alien who came to Georgia to maim and kill people. It made no difference who they were. Mimi leaves behind a 9-year-old daughter and her absolutely wonderful mother, Carmen. Yesterday, my friend, a very wonderful man and a very patriotic and philanthropic man, said he had the fortune to make a lot of money, and he gives a lot of his money away. It's just very amazing. In fact, he made contributions to Georgia with your hurricane problems, and he made tremendous contributions to North Carolina, Alabama. Think of all these states, Tennessee, South Carolina, Florida. What a horrible thing that was. But my friend's name is Steve Witkoff, and he reached out to Carmen when he heard about it. And I'd like to ask Steve, he doesn't know I'm going to do this, and he may not want to speak in front of 40,000 people, because I don't know if he's ever done it before. But Steve is just this incredible guy, and if it's okay with you, Steve, I'd love to have you come up and say some wonderful things about Mimi and Carmen and that incredible family that's been decimated. Steve Witkoff.
Trump.
Hello, everyone. The president is a lifelong friend of mine, and he is one of the best men I have ever known. I speak about him often, and I like to tell people about his humanity, his sensitivity, his empathy. I am a member of a very bad club. It's the club of parents who have buried their children. When my son Andrew died, there was one person who supported me unconditionally. That was President Trump and his wife, Melania.
I haven't heard Kamala give one speech like this, not one to any family that suffered loss, even in Afghanistan. Not one. He acknowledged every family that have lost a loved one towards these immigrants. He has acknowledged the 13 soldiers killed in Afghanistan, the ones that were wounded, and I've never heard, not heard one time,
who had been murdered. I told the president the circumstances, and he was shaken.
And the rest of these clowns
He asked me what we could do
ignored.
about it and told me to reach out to the family and do whatever we could. I flew to their home tonight to pick them up and bring them here. And they are here tonight. Distraught and sad, but I believe uplifted, and they are Trumpers and have voted for him in this election, all of them. because they remain hopeful, as they told me earlier, that even after this terrible tragedy, this president, when he becomes president on Tuesday, can bring us out from the abyss. Let me tell you briefly about Mimi's family. They are hardworking, from Puerto Rico, living in Georgia, making a home for themselves. They never imagined their beautiful daughter would be killed by someone who did not belong in this country. On your behalf, Mr. President, we have raised their family money and we have given it to them tonight.
Where's
And we will
Kamala
watch
at?
after them in the future. I can promise
When
you
is she
that in
standing
their direction.
before the people with the tragedies that are happening to families because of these migrants, illegal migrants? Where is she?
Please come up to meet the next
When
president of the
does
United
she
States.
ever speak on behalf of the soldiers that died in Afghanistan? When does she ever speak about these families that are brutally being murdered? When? No, she speaks about murdering babies, abortions. That's it. The only people that's against them are un-American. That's it. God bless you. God bless. Kamala wins.
My name is Carmen Ramirez. I'm the mother of
President
Jimenez
Xi's going to, and
Soler
Putin going to say
Ramirez.
thank you very much. They're going to be the
She
new
was
world
murdered
leaders.
the last Tuesday.
Thank you very
I
much,
lose my
stupid
daughter,
ass
but I
America.
don't lose my faith. And I
No, you're not.
know Donald Trump is the best choice for the USA.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is. The rest of the world will dominate us.
And not the best choice. He's the only one we need to save our country. I just want to let you know
Woman
that
lost her
everybody have to go and
freaking
vote.
child.
Because just for talking and don't vote, we don't do nothing. Take your friends, take your children, 18 years old. Everybody have to vote.
Everyone. This evil and demonic spirits, they need
Because
to go.
that's the only way we're going to save us country. Okay? And
It's
I want to
terrible.
let you know that Donald Trump is not a choice. It's just the number one.
He's the answer. We will not survive as a nation. And people are so
and Jesus
foolish.
let me come over here today to let you know that I have a 25 years daughter with a lot of life. And somebody stopped her life. And we have to stop with this and keep going with Donald Trump. I meet Donald Trump in person.
Yes,
He's the most
the only ones that's
wonderful
voting for
person
her
that I
are
see.
illegal aliens
And I
and
know
the
right
and
now.
the entertainers and mainstream
Be with
media.
us all the time.
That's
I'll
who's
still
voting
have
for
him.
her.
And he always be there for my family. That's
What
why
does the
we
dollar
always gonna be for
bill
him
say
all
and
the
got we
time.
trust in, dude?
Thank you for everything.
This is the dumbest nation
Thank
in
you,
the world.
and don't
Yeah.
forget
It's
to
like
go and vote.
we're supposed to be the land
God
of the
bless
free. We're
America.
supposed to, God bless you. We're supposed to set an example for the
Please.
rest of the world.
Make
Good.
America great again.
Praise God.
Praise God. I gotta get that hat.
We're supposed to be making a difference and setting an example for the rest of the world. We got Americans that see what's happening in this country, and this woman is unfit. The only people that's supporting her are the media, entertainers, and preachers, black preachers that are leading their flock and supporting abortion, same-sex marriages, They're supporting men and women's sports. They supporting transgender. This is the black church.
Men and women's locker
And
room.
they're going to answer to God because God is still sitting on the throne. This stuff is completely insanity. And the only ones like this junkie, whatever, you sound like you something weird about you. Even about, we already know you got issues, so you're not even worth the energy. I'm going to let you stay on because I really don't care about you. But this is ridiculous that we cannot see that we will become powerless with these people in office. It's not about Democrats and Republicans. It's about how the world views us. And if these other leaders see this weak ass woman who's scared of even the media, she could at least stand up with Fox News. Maybe we have a chance. This woman can't talk, can't speak, don't know policy. What deal is she gonna make with Putin? What deal is she gonna make with President Xi? Soon, if she become president, they're gonna declare war on this nation immediately. They're gonna go ahead because President Xi wants Taiwan. He's coming for us. And when you think World War III, this what's happening now is like no other time in history. They started setting up them nuclear bombs, and we won't even be around to say, I told you so. Y'all have to get beyond. For every 4 years, you can have another presidential election. Every 4 years. So we need this man, Donald Trump, to straighten out the crap that this administration has done to this nation.
Joe said Junkyard's having a meltdown because it's going to be a Trump landslide.
Yeah, that's right. They know all this evil they have done. They have tried to assassinate this man. They have removed him off of social media. They have tried to bankrupt him. They tried to lock him up. They tried to put up charges against him. He's not even a felon. They couldn't even find the charge to make him a felon.
Unless this is the dumbest country on the
But I mean, how look,
Earth.
I've been a Democrat, voting Democrat every election. So if I'm talking like this, that means something is up. And I'm not just a regular voter. I mean, I've been I've been a supporter, stomping the grounds. This stuff that's going on now is insanity. And Tampon Tim, get out of here. You got two morons.
Steven, you want Kamala to be your president. I think you're the one
Do
who has
it.
problems.
They watch these stores being robbed, guys walking out with
They want
refrigerators,
this.
500
They're crazy.
thugs going into a department
Goddamn
store, trading it out.
crazy. They
Some
need
of
to be
them
at their
with
house.
refrigerators on their back.
He trying to tell
And
you.
they want to
They
do
see it on the
something, but
news,
they're
what
told
the
to
news
stand
showed
down.
them.
Don't even think about it. You'll lose your pension. You'll lose your house.
They're
Lose all
crazy.
your money. You'll
It's a
lose your
crazy
family.
ass nation.
And we're going to free them up to stop the crime in our cities and stop the crime in our country.
Trump.
And they know, I have to say, somebody said, well, how would you do this? Because obviously we have to deport these murderers and drug dealers.
Deport them.
Terrorists. We have terrorists
Deport
coming into
them.
our country at levels we've never seen before.
Terrorists.
19, if you look at the numbers issued by the Border Patrol, in 2019, a Trump year, and I don't even agree with these numbers. They said I had 0 terrorists. Oh, by the way, bring down that board, please. Just my favorite board in the whole
Yeah,
world.
bring it up.
My favorite board.
She's a
in the
legal
whole
immigrant. So I'm for the Team Avenger. I'm for a Trump team. I'm for Elon, Bobby Kennedy, Tulsi, Byron Donalds. I'm for that team.
I assume it's up there. Is it up there, Mike? So I love that.
So
George.
is Benny
I love that.
Johnson.
You ever sleep with it every night? I
So
guess.
is what his name, Kurt.
I hold
Nick
it
Kurt.
tight. But
So
it
is Nick
saved me because if
Shirley.
I didn't make that sharp turn to the right to look at it,
Pretty
I would not be with you.
So I'd love to see
Tonight.
Tulsi as the
So,
president. She could run it
If
next
you look
time.
at the arrow on the bottom, that was my last day in office. And
God bless
after
you,
I
too.
left, all they had to do was
Yeah,
leave it the way it
Tulsi,
was.
I could
remain
see
in
her
Mexico.
being a
You think it was
commander in
easy to
chief,
get
not this
Mexico to
weak
say,
little phony
"Oh, sure."
behind
They said no. They laughed at me when I
DEI
first proposed it.
hired
And within
freaking
about 10
Indian
minutes, they were saying, "We would
VP.
love to do it, sir." I said, "I'm going to put tariffs on every car and everything you send into the United States if you don't do it." And they not only that, they gave us thousands, tens of thousands of soldiers free of charge, everything free. I wanted it free. And tremendous crime is coming through. But that was in 2019. They said we allowed 0
Hey,
terrorists. It had terrorists 0. And it was good, but I think it has to be a little bit. but the following year it was 16 or 19 terrorists. Now it's thousands of terrorists. They're coming from the Middle East and all over the world. Some of the worst in the world. We know the names. We have no idea where they are. But our local law enforcement does. People say, well, how are you going to ever find? Our local sheriffs and law enforcement people are incredible, and they're dying to do the job. And they know their middle names. They know their addresses, where they come from. They know everything, and they're going to help us. And we're going to have the largest deportation of criminals in history. But I want you to hear directly from another incredible mother whose world has been shattered just recently also because Kamala led savage, illegal alien murders into our country through the open border. She has an open border, unvetted, unchecked, an open border. Please.
Sunday night, I asked her to not stay up super late because of her coming to work with me in the morning first to do her summer school. She said, okay. I told her good night and I love you.
Crap.
I went to bed, not realizing that was going to be the last time I saw her. We're best
No,
friends.
go soul your mom does.
We're not thinking again. I woke up to notice she wasn't in her bed. I'm in my heart trying not to lose my mind because I don't know where she is. I finally remembered her phone had a location on, and her phone was pinging just 2 minutes down the road, right behind the skate park. I start driving to the direction the phone was being pinged at, and I see a couple cop cars with lights on. I see yellow tape, and immediately my heart drops and sinks to the bottom of my stomach. My daughter's hands and ankles were both bound. She was strangled to death, left with no pants. And I know in my heart, she fought incredibly hard. She was not going down without a fight.
We begin with two men we're learning are charged with capital murder tonight, accused of killing a 12-year-old girl.
Police say these men strangled her before dumping her into that creek. Both men were in the country illegally.
Apprehended, then released by Border Patrol less than 3 weeks before Jocelyn's death. The men accused of killing Jocelyn Nungare are affiliated with the gang known for brutal violence.
That's disgusting.
Kamala Harris was
Justice
in
for
charge
Jocelyn.
of immigration and our borders. If we had better border policies and not open borders and not these catch and release policies, I truly believe
How can
this
people
all
be
could have
for
been prevented.
Kamala when stuff like
Under
this is
her
happening?
being vice president of this country,
God rest her
my
soul.
daughter's life was ripped away from her. She had her entire life ahead of her. Happy birthday, dear Jocelyn. My daughter is 6 feet in the ground based off of policies that she allowed to keep. Kamala Harris did have one job, and she not only failed, not me, she failed my daughter, she failed Jocelyn, and she was on 12. President Trump reached out, gave me his sincerest condolences as not a former president, but just as a father, someone who cares. I believe Donald Trump needs to be back in office. I can at least know that my next child will be safe in this country.
I don't know how anyone, not one time does she bring any of this up. Only
What
thing
isn't
she talks
most
about
terrible, and this is taking
is
place
abortion.
thousands of times a year, different
That's it.
forms, different ages, different types of
Fox News had
crime,
to
but
say
ultimately
sorry.
ending in all cases
Never
in death,
apologize to these families.
needless death. The day I take the oath of office,
Their
the
life
migrant
matters.
invasion ends and the restoration of our country
Biden said everybody's
begins
garbage.
immediately.
That was Biden.
And when you vote on Tuesday, remember this. Kamala is importing illegal alien rapists and murderers.
That's what she's
draconian
doing.
monsters who are killing our children, our brothers, our sisters, our parents, our friends. They're willing to kill anyone, These people, they are true evil. When I win, I will not let these animals into our country any longer. I will not let them spill one more drop of precious American blood. And I just want to thank you, Carmen. And Jocelyn was so incredible. The mother is devastated. It's like devastated. She was devastated. You can never really be the same, can you?
The
Just
people that
say,
have
"Oh,
come in
time."
to this country
Sometimes with time,
has made it a
times with
third
time, it
world
only
country.
gets more difficult.
That's what has happened to
The
the
United States is now an occupied country. Think
Yes,
of that.
it is.
We're an occupied country.
We
This
are
is
an
thousands of people
occupying
all over our
occupied state.
towns and cities, countryside, having military grade weapons, sometimes higher than military grade. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Where the hell do those weapons come from, right? But it will soon be an occupied country no longer. November 5th, 2024 will be Liberation Day in America.
At least he can speak. She can't speak at all.
I will rescue every city and town that has been invaded.
New Jersey
and
for
conquered.
Trump,
Can you imagine?
Philadelphia
I'm
for
saying
Trump,
our towns have been invaded
Atlanta for
and
Trump.
conquered, and that's what they are. Take a look at Aurora in Colorado. It's been invaded and conquered. And we have a radical left governor of
Kamala.
Colorado who doesn't know what to do.
Kamala's worse.
And we will put the vicious and bloodthirsty criminals in jail. But first, we're going to see if it works out. We're going to kick them the hell out of our country because we don't want to take them.
Wisconsin for Trump. Detroit for
And
Trump.
to expedite
Chicago,
removals of
yeah, for
Tren
Trump.
de Aragua and other savage gangs like MS-13, equally violent. They like using knives to cut people up because knives are much more painful than a
Colorado for
bullet.
Trump. Pennsylvania for
They
Trump.
did it in Long Island. You remember 2 young girls walking
Minnesota
to
for
school
Trump. New
in the
Jersey
morning,
for
beautiful
Trump.
16-year-old
New
girls.
Jersey's going to flip.
And they were grabbed by MS-13 and they were sliced into pieces and killed. And all I can say
Idaho
is
for
really
Trump.
good that we have great law enforcement out there and that we're able to
Arkansas,
call
Wisconsin
ICE,
for Trump.
because ICE took care of business. They
Texas
took care
for
of business.
Trump.
And Kamala wants to defund ICE. Think of that. She wants to.
New York,
said,
New York for Trump.
She said they're not nice people.
UK
They're
for
not
Trump.
nice people. They're nice people. They're gonna have a lot of problems with living, but they are tough as hell. But
Trump,
they love
Trump for
our
president.
country equally as much. They love our country so much. They just want to be able to do their job. So, ICE,
No,
Border
Daniel.
Patrol, and all of you sheriffs and law enforcement officers, and yes, firemen and sanitation men, and you are on the A list, all of you. I will invoke the Alien Enemies Act of 1798. Can you imagine? That's when they ran it a little tougher. They weren't so politically correct in 1798.
I am.
To target and dismantle every migrant criminal network operating on American soil. And if they come back into our country, it's an automatic 10 years in jail with no possibility of parole. And I am hereby
pray
calling
you
for the
wake up.
death penalty for any migrant that kills
Black
an
MAGA.
American citizen
Woohoo!
or a law enforcement officer.
Real president.
And I will immediately ban all sanctuary cities in the United States of America immediately.
Ban them.
Jake's
And
a
as
punk.
we secure our borders, we will also rescue our horrendous, you saw the numbers on Thursday,
What's
Where
wrong?
your
relentless
mom at?
economy. Yes, it's
that?
bad.
Where your mom? Look,
I
he paid it for
always
his own place. It wasn't for
said
higher
that
interest
if
rate.
it's
No,
going to
he can't
happen,
buy a
let it
house.
happen on their terms.
Neither can my daughter.
The numbers were the worst that I've ever seen. 4 years of Kamala and Sleepy Joe
Family.
have delivered
All
nothing
about
but
family.
economic
Get
hell
that,
for
yo.
American workers. Her inflation disasters made life unaffordable and cost families over $30,000 a year in higher prices. That's inflation. That's what it's
Do y'all
doing.
hear this? Are
You know,
y'all
inflation
can
in a
y'all
lot of quarters is
receive
called a
this?
country buster. It's a country buster. It busted Germany many, many years
Oh, there go
ago.
Doug again.
Germany was busted with rampant inflation. It's a country breaker, country buster like almost nothing else. And yet, it's number one rated
Look at
on
these
the
things.
polls.
Putin,
Inflation and the economy.
Trump.
And what you just saw with beautiful, beautiful
Someone said
Jocelyn,
Kamala is going to teach
Mimi,
her
and
2-year-old
Carmen.
son to be
What
a
you
girl.
just
Like
saw is
Kamala.
number two. No, I don't think so. I think number one is stopping these people from destroying our country.
Do y'all
and stopping
understand
them
that? We need to stop them from destroying our
We'll handle
country,
inflation.
fools.
We'll handle inflation. You know how we're going to handle it. We're going to drill. We're going to get energy costs so low. We're going to get you. We have more than any other country. More oil and gas. I call it liquid gold. That's what it is. That's why I say, Bobby, please enjoy yourself. Just leave the liquid gold to me, please. We're going to pay off debt. We're going to reduce your taxes still further. They got the biggest tax cut ever, biggest regulation cuts ever.
Joe Biden's lost
We
his
had a
face.
great administration. And I will say that I got you into no wars with countries that you've never heard of.
You hear
And yet I
that?
defeated
Facts.
ISIS. I rebuilt our
Facts.
military and I defeated ISIS in about 4 years less than these stupid generals like Milley and Kelly and Mattis. Sir, it'll take approximately 5 years to defeat ISIS. How about we did it in about 4 weeks? With the real general. Just this week, we had the worst jobs report in modern history.
Did
So
y'all hear that?
the reason I
Y'all
put
don't-
second
y'all
on
don't
the list is I
understand
wanted
that,
to meet
right?
these
'Cause it's
incredible
facts.
mothers and these unbelievable
Crazy.
families that are just decimated because it's number one. It will always be number one to me because I'm good at this stuff. I'll handle inflation. You'll be making so much money all of a sudden. It'll just
They
be
like being
beautiful.
broke and poor.
Because if we get your energy cost and your interest rates and a couple of
Trump,
things
you
down,
wasting your energy.
it'll be even better
This
than it was.
country's
You know,
gonna
we
be
had the
destroyed.
greatest, strongest economy in the history
They're
of our
destroying
country.
the country.
We're going to do it again, but even better. And now I know Washington. Now I know, because I went to Washington very few times in my life. I didn't know anybody. Think of that. I became president of the United States and I didn't know anybody in Washington. That's a problem. So I had to rely on rhinos and some others and some very good people too. And we had great.
Imagine taking advice from the
Our
billionaire.
trade deals have been
Imagine.
unbelievable. Nobody can believe it even. And so many other things. Our right to try, one of the greatest things, right to try. We got so much done. All the regulation cuts. We approved more regulation cuts than any president in history times 5. That's why you had the great job. That's why you had the great job numbers.
They don't understand
And
business.
it's really why we were the envy of the world. We're going at levels that nobody's ever seen. We got hit by the China virus and we took care of it. We did a great job. You know, we turned it over with the stock market higher than it was previous to the virus coming in. I mean, it was sort of an amazing thing. Nobody had ever heard about this. Nobody knew anything about it. All we knew that all over the world, lots of people were dying, and we did a great job. Never got credit for that. Got credit for the great economy. Got credit for knocking out ISIS and having no wars. I'm the only president in 82 years that had no wars. Remember crooked Hillary Clinton? She said, look at him, he'll create wars. Look at him, look at his attitude. Look at him, he's going to create wars. I said, no. My attitude is going to keep us out of wars. And that's what happened because they respected us. They respected us.
That's right. They don't respect
But
us
just
now.
this week we had the
president
worst
suffering
jobs
for
report in
dementia.
modern history
That's what we had.
with only
and a cackling
12,000 anemic
VP
jobs created,
scared to
and
speak.
much of that was government jobs. We had nothing. You know, usually we hear 200,000 jobs were created, 250, 300, 350, 190, 100, 12,000. And they thought they could hold this report till after the election. And somebody released it, a whistleblower or somebody
Jamie Lynn,
released
how
it.
can you say that with
But
that
they released
picture?
something far more sinister, because if you go back a few weeks, you remember they created 818,000 fake jobs. They
Fake
didn't
jobs.
exist, and they put
That's
them down as though
fake
they
jobs.
did. So that instead of
Walmart's
having
gonna make Walmart
today's
great
problem,
again.
which is 12,000,
Make
which
Ward
is
great
like
again?
terrible,
Walmart.
it looked okay.
Walmart
Not
is even
great,
closing up.
but it looked okay. So they created 818,000 fake jobs, and it was revealed 2 weeks ago, and the fake news media hardly picked it up. What a shame. That's a lot of fake news. Look at that. That's a lot. Wow. That's a lot of fake news, Mr. Chairman.
Can someone explain to me what does Kamala speak about at her rallies? Because the only thing that I see is that they're trying to hire, because they think that all they got to do is show people some entertainers who are multimillionaires who are not going to go through with anything that you people are going through or what we're going through.
What?
And they're putting them in front of the camera. She hasn't talked about any policies, what she's going to do about the mess she created. She can't talk about a plan. She can't talk about tariffs. How come she didn't go to Bloomberg like Trump sat down for 2 hours and talked about his financial plan and what he was going to do and how he was going to do it? She wouldn't even go on Joe Rogan because she only wanted to talk maybe an hour and she wanted to script it. And he spoke to Joe Rogan. He does 3-hour shows.
How much are they paying you?
You know, she paid all those artists not going at the kindness of their hearts. She's paying them. They're being paid, those artists. You got Cardi B with a script. You got J-Lo with a script. They're supposed to be so offended, but the president of the United States can call half the country garbage. And all they're talking about is a freaking comedian who holds no public office.
Someone really got the nerve to say the only thing Trump does is talk about Kamala. No, you got it backwards.
No, he got to taste. All she does, and when you ask her a question, she says, Donald Trump did this. Donald Trump. Donald Trump. She's in office now. Donald Trump is not in office. But people want him to answer about what's going on when Kamala is the one that's in office. She's running the country.
Yeah, someone said she's paying people to attend her rally.
She's running the country. They're being paid to attend her rally. And then they realize they need a black vote.
No,
They thought they could make it with the illegal immigrants, because you know they're trying to have them vote in our election.
Yeah, the haters are
They're
mad.
trying to have them vote in our election.
The haters in the chat are mad. And no, we're actually making black people, we're actually speaking from...
We're black.
We're not
Oh,
being
your question-
cheap. They're saying we're making black people look bad, someone said.
Oh, you know what? You read the wrong things because don't nobody give a damn about what they said. See, they don't understand when people are articulate, intelligent, and know what's going on and not part of the plantation, that we're independent thinkers and we can see what's going on clearly. So I see an open border. I see the economy. I see inflation. I'm aware of when I go to the gas station, when I go to the supermarket. I understand. I'm living these things. So I don't know what kind of lifestyle you people have,
Abortion.
but and only thing she talks about is abortion. She doesn't talk about how the person that created all this, she won't go there.
Like
Won't go there. Oh, he's trying to take away women's rights. Keep your legs closed. That's your woman right.
Like you're voting for someone who is allowing men to be in women locker rooms.
With your daughters.
Does that sound...
With your moms, with your girlfriends.
Like, how are you okay with that and would vote
with your
for that?
children.
This world is...
Because Jesus is coming back soon. We most definitely live in the last days. Because people are calling right, wrong, and wrong, right. Those are signs of the end times. We're living in it.
Their job, the African American population, they're getting fired at numbers that we have never seen before.
Yeah.
And
He gets the job reports.
Illegally are coming in and taking their jobs.
That's right. He's getting the job reports.
Homes and mortgages, and they have things to pay, and they've worked there for 10 and 15 and 20 years, and they're losing their jobs. And frankly, the
That's why
Hispanic
we're
are
speaking
next. I
up.
hear that's what's happening.
That's
Like
why.
the Hispanics
For all
are
you people who
next.
don't know,
And
that's
unions are going to
why.
be seriously affected too, very seriously. The unions know
I'm
that this
union.
is a
We
big
know.
problem. So think of what they've done. They've allowed people to come in by the millions, 21 million people. I think it's much more
God
than that.
damn.
And then
And
you have the
take out
gotaways. You know what the
jobs.
gotaways
They
are?
don't get it.
It's the people that don't want to be
He
looked at at all.
gets
So
a
they're
numbers
worse than the
report.
people we're seeing.
He can
That's
see
why they
our
don't want to be
numbers
looked
are
at.
way down. He
These
sees
are
it.
depression type numbers, 1929 depression type numbers. And I never wanted to be, I always told people, I would have hated to be the president of the United States in 1929 when you had the Great Depression. Herbert Hoover, I
Yeah, the
would not
chat
want
is
to
very
be Herbert Hoover. What
Trump,
a time
Trump,
that was.
Trump.
People
In
jumping
Jesus'
off
name.
buildings. And that's where we're headed because we have leadership that's incompetent. We have low IQ
He has
people.
to win.
Yeah, he
And we
does.
need
He
very,
has
very,
to win. I don't
very
care if he was
high IQ
purple.
people.
He has to win. He could be purple,
Under my
orange,
leadership, we are
green.
quickly going to
I
turn
don't
this
care. Black. He
economic
needs to
nightmare
win.
into an economic miracle. Wait till you see how fast we're going to get it going. We'll get the prices down. Don't forget, you can stop inflation, but the bacon is still at the all-time
Let's go,
high.
Trump.
The lettuce and the apples. There's a story
Make
that should
America
never
great
happen in this
again.
country. An old woman goes into the grocery store and she takes 3 apples. That's what she lives on. And she brings it up to the counter and then they tell her the price of the apples and she says, I'm sorry. Then she takes 1 apple and brings it back to the refrigeration area, puts it back in and comes and pays for 2
His
apples.
plan is to ship
This should
them
never be
crazy
happening
people
in our
out this
This
country,
should never
bruh.
be happening. We will make
Lower
America
gas
wealthy
prices.
again, and we will
Make the economy
America
better.
affordable again.
Get men out of female locker
Big
rooms
problem.
and men off female
So we're 2
sports
days
teams.
away from the best jobs and the biggest paychecks.
He's
and
already
the
did it
brightest
before.
economic future
About
the
to do it
world has
again.
ever seen. Kamala talks about fixing the economy, but why
Trump.
doesn't she do it? She said the other night, yes, I'm going to fix the economy. What the hell are you doing? She's always saying, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that.
She
The
had
best
all
was
this
today,
time
though.
to
She was
do
going to
it.
fix something else. When I got into office in January, do it now. What are you waiting for?
Yeah.
Throw a big con, she's not going to do anything. She's incapable of doing it.
One thing Mike Pence
Kamala's
didn't do
plan
was
will
destroy
impose
the
largest
economy.
tax hike in American history and raise taxes on the typical American family of 4 or 5 by more than $3,000 a year. Congratulations. You know, all my life, I've always found politics fascinating. I never knew I'd be a politician. I still like to try and get away with saying I'm not. But I guess after 9 years, I guess I
Jamie
am.
Lynn, you
It's all
said
right.
some really weird
You know,
things. So
all
I'm
my
gonna ban you
life
from
I've
chat
watched
because
politicians
you're
run for
suspect.
office. And all my life,
Huh?
they've been talking about cutting taxes. We will cut taxes, we will cut taxes. And oftentimes it turned out, frankly, they weren't able to do it or it wasn't true, but they turned out. But I've never seen a politician run and say, we're going to raise your taxes and have people vote for them. We are going to raise your taxes. You're paying far too much already. And we are going to cut your taxes substantially, and it's going to be helped by lower interest and by oil and gas. And by the worst, and by the most beautiful word in history, tariff. Look at that tariff, the hell out of countries that have been taking advantage of us and stealing our jobs, stealing our companies. My plan will be massively to cut taxes for workers. We're going to cut their taxes and small
Antonio's making
businesses. And we will
excuses.
have, quite simply, no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, and no tax on Social Security benefits for our great seniors. And to rapidly reduce inflation, I will end Kamala's war on American energy, and we will drill, baby drill, frack, frack, frack. We're
Yeah,
gonna throw in the towel.
Antonio, you go to Springfield,
And I
Ohio
know
for
those
me.
guys,
Tell me
those
how it
guys
is.
they don't call them wildcatters for that. They'll be drilling it so fast. Just the concept of what's going to happen on Tuesday. We're way ahead. I'm not supposed to say that. My people say, please don't say that, sir.
Let's
Like
go!
We're a little bit behind, but if you get out, look, here's the story. You have to get it out. You have to vote Tuesday. It's all Tuesday. You got to show up in numbers that you've never seen before. And we don't need those guys, but you know what? We want to have so many votes that we can really do what we have to do to make our country great, to fix our country. We don't want to have and it would be nice, it's obviously not necessary, but it would really be nice to have more votes than they do, because typically it's not great mathematics, because you take a place like Gavin Newsom in California. Did you see that his poll numbers have absolutely collapsed? Did you see that, Marjorie Taylor Greene? Did you see that? Gavin Newsom, one of the worst governors in history. But Gavin, his poll numbers are, what the hell's happening? What happened to his poll? But all of these people, they're just taxing you out. But the worst is, I was talking to Elon Musk. How great is Elon Musk? When I saw that rocket ship come in a week ago, I'm looking and I told the story twice. I'm looking at that rocket ship and I'm on the phone with a very important person, very, very important. Even all these senators, even Herschel Walker would be impressed with him. Not that, Herschel would be that impressed. Herschel is, by the way, you're the greatest, Herschel. What a good man. They didn't treat him fairly. Herschel was very fast, very big, very fast, but he would always run around. But if perchance you couldn't run around, he would run through people I've never seen. He would carry 4 coal miners' sons on his back for like 12 years. They didn't know what, they were banging him, they couldn't touch him. Really, maybe one of the top 2 or 3 in the history of football. Really great. Remember they played here in your state, the ballad to Herschel Walker. They're playing the ballad to that guy, and all he wanted to do is play football. He's a good person with a great wife and family and everything, and we love that you're here, Herschel. And as good as that Georgia team is, if Herschel was playing on it, they'd be very happy. Then we could guarantee it, but he's a special guy. He's a good guy. Really a great guy, smart guy too. So they would take all of the things that we're doing and they put them into a hopper, and what they do is destroy our country. We're not going to let it. We're going to bring it back. We're going to create millions and millions of jobs. We're going to get those countries and to leave our companies alone. We're not going to do it. And if you're going to play games and if you're going to steal from us, our companies, and give us unemployment and busted companies, we're not going to let it happen. And if it does happen, we're going to tariff you the hell out of business. We're not going to let it happen. It's not going to happen. And just one quick story. In Mexico, they're building the largest auto plant in the world. A friend of mine told me that he's a builder of auto plants. That's all he does. That's all he's good at. Frankly, he tells me if you said to build an apartment, he would be no good, but he can build a massive plant. He's the best. And he was telling me about a year ago that China is going to build a massive auto plant in Mexico, and they're going to sell the cars into the United States. And I think he said that the capacity would be literally, this would be bigger than what they have in Michigan, the state. This is a monster, but it'll put all our auto workers out of business, everyone out of business. And I didn't like that when I heard that. And I was up in Detroit at the Detroit Economic Club. By the way, isn't it nice that you have a president that doesn't have to use a teleprompter? I haven't looked at that damn teleprompter. Isn't that nice?
You can't speak without one.
Isn't that nice? But I said to him, John, let me ask you, I want to see a plant. I just want to see, why do you want it? I just want it because, I think I'm going to do well if I run again. So I want to see it. This was a year ago. He said, well, thank you, darling. He said, well, He said, well, you'll have to come to Mexico because we're not doing the big ones here. We're doing plants, but not the big ones. I said, no, they should be doing the big ones here. He said, well, it's not happening anyway. So I said, I'm not going to Mexico. I don't want to go to Mexico, even though they did what I asked them to do. They always did. They did. They were fine. But Mexico's a real threat because of what's going on. A real threat, economic threat. And China's going into Mexico because this way they don't have to float it across the seas. It's not going to happen. So I said to him, what's happening with that plant? I was making a speech a week ago.
Thanks,
and I see
Chevy.
the guy sitting
Guy
right there with the guy
Antonio.
with the blue shirt. See that nice looking guy right there? Right about there. Yeah, you can stand up if you want. You look like a nice... Go ahead, stand up. Right there. Yeah, stand up. Right there. So I'm looking at the audience, and again, I'm in Detroit, and this has to do with cars. Very pertinent because cars are big manufacturing stuff, and you see all the jobs that they're losing now. I want to bring all of the car business back here. So I'm sitting, he's sitting, I say, oh, that's John. That's the guy that told me about the plant. So I finish my speech, and I send out for John. He comes backstage. I say, John, how's that plant coming on, that big monster plant that China's building? Sir, they've decided they're not going to build it because they think you're going to be elected president. And if you're elected president, you're going to put tariffs on all these cars of 100%. And they're not going to be able to sell one car into the United States. And I said to the state of Michigan, you're so lucky. No wonder I'm leading Michigan by a lot. No, but there's a big thing. I mean, I said you're going to be paying tariffs like you wouldn't believe, and it's not going to be economic, and and they think I'm going to win. And they say if he wins, it's going to be impossible. Because I took in hundreds of billions of dollars from China. No other president took in 10 cents. Barack Hussein Obama took in nothing. He just talks. He talks all the time. Talk. And a terrible thing happened 2 days ago. I've always treated his beautiful wife, Michelle. I've always treated her with great respect. But she hit me hard over the last. What was that, front row Joes? Look at the front row Joes. They've been to like 300 rallies. And this, by the way, look at this thing. 25,000 people standing outside. Look at it, to the back window. You know it's full when you have the back window and people are hanging out the window. Be careful, too. But this isn't a rally. You know what this is? This is a request to tell everybody just to go, please, just go and vote on Tuesday.
Vote.
This is not a rally. It should be a rally. But we want you to go vote. So I believe in America first. It's going to be America first. And you don't hear that often. But our country is going to be so successful. It's going to be so rich. Your taxes are coming down. Your jobs are going up. And we are going to indeed have
Black conservative, you're suspect because Melania is beyond beautiful, bro.
Something that others do
like,
to us.
what your girl look like?
There are no dumb ones.
Suspect,
we're the dumb one. I have never seen a good trade deal made. I changed the deal with Japan. I changed the deal with South Korea. I changed a lot of deals. But we're at a disadvantage because we had long-term deals. But I didn't care about that. I said, we're changing them. I don't care. I didn't care because I don't know how the hell they got those deals. Those deals, there's two ways those deals, it's like the voting stuff. There's two ways those deals were made. Either the person that made them was corrupt or stupid, because you had the worst trade deals ever made by any country ever. Anyway, we started changing that all around, and we were doing unbelievable. We had the greatest economy in the history of the world. We were leapfrogging and lapping China. China was going crazy with me. Please don't put any more tariffs on. I saved the steel industry. If I didn't they were dumping steel, you remember that. If I didn't do that, you would have no steel. And by the way, I don't want U.S. Steel, the greatest company in the world 70 years ago, to be sold to Japan. I just don't want that to happen. Everything Kamala says is a lie. She has no vision, no ideas, and she has absolutely no solutions. But take a look at this for a second, because this is just terrible. Take a look.
Good evening, everyone. Tonight, I will speak about Donald Trump. Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Trump, Donald Donald Trump, 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 Trump.
That's for who said that only Trump just
I
talks about
can't stand
Kamala.
it.
That's all she talks about is Trump.
This was the other night. She made a speech. Every sentence was about me. Our great First Lady said, "Darling, are you okay?" I could. They asked her about the economy. Donald Trump. No, they've been there for 4 years. The whole thing. What they did to this country is record-setting, and especially at the border. Especially at the border. Because that inflation's going to come roaring down. You know, as soon as we open up the gas spigot, the oil and gas, you know, we had $1.84. You know, I used to say $1.87. I was corrected by the government manuals. So I said, I'll take it 3 cents. But we had $1.84 gasoline. Do you like that? How does that sound? Today you're at $3.75, but if anything happened with the election, you'd be at $7, $8, $9 a gallon. Kamala's campaign is running on nothing but hate and demonization, calling half of America garbage. You saw Joe. Do you think they were happy with Joe the other night? His people are garbage. They're garbage. Oh, I said, oh, is he screwed now with them? He says, Sarah, that's lasted for about 5 days now. This is not good. And perhaps that's why we're leading by so much, but that's not really the reason. The reason is that first little question I put. We built a great, great economy, and their economy is terrible because of inflation, in all fairness, largely because of inflation, but if inflation's a real bad word. Meanwhile, Kamala says she would not do one thing differently from Joe Biden, which in itself is disqualifying. I wouldn't do one thing. How about the 325,000 children that are dead, missing, or slaves?
That's what she said. Nothing
Our
different.
country is almost at a 90% wrong track, the highest in the history of our country, and she says, oh, I would do nothing different. Take a look.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I stood there on the tarmac watching you check your watch.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers. Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
Crunching new details in the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. 2 men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking 2 New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Can you believe it? No.
That's your sitting vice president. She's in office now.
You know, a smart person would say, yeah, let's see, I'd strengthen up the border. I'd do something on inflation. I'd do that. You could say 20 different that you couldn't think of anything. This is not what you want for your president. So if you want to end this disaster, you have to go out, get out and vote. And just in conclusion, we want to just introduce a few people that are incredible. They're really incredible. Lieutenant Governor Burt Jones, thank you for being here, Burt. Great guy. The great senator from Florida, and he's a tough guy. I had to compete against this guy. This guy was not easy. He's tough. He's tough and he's smart, and he's my friend Marco Rubio. Thank you, Marco. And former Senators David Perdue, he's working so hard, and Kelly Loeffler. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you, David. Somebody I'm very proud of, Arkansas Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Oh, Sarah's there.
Representatives, warriors, by the way, Andrew Clyde, Austin Scott, Mike Collins, Marjorie Taylor Greene. And a guy who was great in the Mueller hearings. Remember, he was hitting up Mueller with so many questions. Mueller said, I don't know, I can't. Where the hell am I? Just after 2 years, he had no idea what was happening. And we were totally exonerated, by the way. Totally, 100% exonerated. But this man was great. You got to see his voice chiming through those beautiful hallowed halls, screaming at Mueller. It was unfair competition. Former Congressman Doug Collins. Thank you, Doug. And candidates for Congress, Brian Jack. So Brian Jack. I hated when they took Brian Jack. They came to me and they said, we'd love to have Brian run his home district where he was born, raised. I said, look, between you and I, just tell him it's not available. I didn't want to lose him, but he figured it out. And I endorsed him so heartily. And he's a great gentleman, right, Chairman? He's a great gentleman. Brian Jack. It's an interesting name because, you know, when people, there aren't too many, but when people have that kind of a name, Brian Jack, a lot of people call him Jack Bryan. I asked him that question. And I said it doesn't really matter, you know, you get the idea. But Brian Jack is a great guy, and he's going to be a great congressman or whatever he wants to do for a long time. Thank you, Brian. And he worked for me, and he was always there. And also Wayne Johnson, going to be great. Wayne Johnson. And he's central. Okay, look at that look he's got. Although looks don't mean anything, please remember that. Looks. You're not allowed to talk about looks anymore in this politically correct. He looks, especially if he were a woman, that would be bad. And you know, nowadays with this administration, you can become a woman if you'd like. I don't think you should. I have a feeling that he's going to take a pass. Do you believe what's happening with that whole situation? But I hear you're doing great, and you're going to be very successful, and you do indeed have the look. Whether I'm
Y'all can go
supposed to
to
say
New
it,
York
I don't
City
care.
to see for yourself.
Thank you very much. Agriculture Commissioner, and he's a good one, Tyler Harper. Thank you, Tyler. He's a good one. And your incredible GOP chair, Josh McCoon, who is great. I don't want to talk about him too much, though, because, you know, if some crazy thing happens on Tuesday, I can't say, because then I'd say he didn't do a good job. But now he's done a great job, and I hear we're really in great shape, right? We have record-setting early voting, numbers that nobody's ever seen before. Can you believe that? I mean, basically, correct me if I'm wrong,
There's
but
more
the
people going to
Republican Party
vote for
never
Trump
wins early.
than ever
We'll be 200,000,
before.
400,000 votes behind, and that they consider that good. But it's just the opposite. We're hundreds of thousands of votes ahead. No, this has never happened yet. But it all means nothing if you don't go out on Tuesday and vote. Right, Josh? We have to get them to vote. And of course, I just introduced him, the legendary Herschel Walker. We love Herschel. Thank you. You look good, Herschel. I also want to send our prayers to everyone here in Georgia who's still recovering from Hurricane Helene. And I want to also thank you, Governor. He's been very gracious. He's working very hard on making sure that we win this vote on Tuesday. So I want to thank very much Brian. That's very good. That's really nice. Thank you very much. Everybody's working as a unit because winning this vote, and by the way, winning this state, we win this state and it's over. It's over. So get out there and do it. Kamala's hurricane response was a disgrace and actually a betrayal. It was just reported that almost 50% of phone calls to FEMA for disaster aid went totally unanswered. You know why? Because they spent their money on illegal aliens, people coming into our country illegally, many of them very bad people. So you cannot trust this person. Anybody doing that, you can't trust that person to be president. You had the worst hurricane like maybe ever, and boy did North Carolina get hit, but you got hit really hard. And you had, and you know, I want to thank Elon Musk, okay? Because Elon, the head of North Carolina Rescue, and your governor, and also some of your people that did a really great job but had very little federal help. They asked, would it be possible for you to call Elon Musk? And he gave me the greatest endorsement ever. I mean, how good is it to get his? Because we like intelligent people. We got to protect our brilliant people. We don't have too many of them. And when I saw that rocket come down, the way it came down was so beautiful. Boom, right on the pad. He was unbelievable. I said, was that yours? Yes. Oh. Can Russia do it? No. Nobody can do it. China? No, nothing. Nobody can do it. And I said, he does something called Starlink. And the man from, a very good official, by the way, state official, he's from North Carolina. He said, sir, could you call up Elon Musk? I know you have a good relationship. We want Starlink. I said, what the hell is Starlink? Tell me about it. It's a communication system. All of the wires in parts of Georgia, too. All of the wires are down, and it's very successful. It's very hard to get. We can't get them, and we need it. I mean, people are dying. They have no communication, and people are dying. And I called Elon. I said, Elon, you got to do me a favor. Do yourself a favor. Do humanity. They got to get this thing you have called Starlink, and you got to get it fast, Elon. And I talked to him for a couple of seconds, literally, and I got a call from the guy from North Carolina thanking me for getting Starlink. I said, how the hell did you do that, Elon? He said, well, I can do two things at one time, can I? And the following day, it got delivered to North Carolina, Georgia, and other places that needed it, and it's very hard to get. And I actually asked him, in all fairness, I got to give Elon a little boost. I actually asked him, well, how does that compare to the wires that have to go all the way down and ground and on poles and everything else? He said, actually, it's much better. So I said, got to rethink that whole situation. But Elon has been great.
Is he bored?
You know where he is right now?
Is it that you just don't want to
campaigning
hear what he's actually
for
saying?
me in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Can you believe it?
Because now someone said, oh, when he's not rambling, he's boring.
That rocket went up.
Like,
and I mean, the thing was down for
people
probably
getting
30
crazier
minutes,
by
and he
the
announced
day.
he's going to, because he thinks this election is the most important thing maybe to ever. He doesn't think we're going to have a country left if a guy named Trump doesn't win this election. And he's a very smart guy. But how good is that? Think of it. He is campaigning for all of us. He's not campaigning for me. Thank you very much, sir. That's fine. It's all right. That's very good. I like that. I like that. I like that. I like that. How can I get angry at this guy, right? Normally I'd say, who the hell is in front of me with the sign? But that sign is okay, sir. That, because he's up there and he's going to help us out. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's all right. Thank you very much. That's good. That's good. Isn't that nice, actually? See, now a stupid person would say, get the hell out of here. That would be the end of the night. That would be, Josh, that would be the end of the night, right? No, that's very nice, actually. So just in closing it out, here are some of the facts. Kamala is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than crazy Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas herself. She destroyed our economy. She was an original creator of defund the police. Think of that. And anyone who wants to defund our great police for even a day or a week is not worthy of being president of the United States, because that's their thinking, that's their ideology. Kamala vowed to abolish ICE. Can you believe it? Let's go, ICE, get out of here. We'll take care of these tough killers. She wouldn't do it. Tell you who wouldn't have the guts to do it. Liz Cheney wouldn't have the guts to do it. Liz Cheney, ooh. She's a big talker. We're going to put thousands of soldiers and they'll die. They'll all die. And I'll be sitting home with my dad who ruined, think of all the people that are dead right now. And then they wonder why Kamala's doing so badly with the Arab Muslim population in Michigan. You see that? They're doing bad. Who the hell, if you're a Muslim Arab, you're from that part of the world, who the hell's going to vote for her? Her father unleashed a spree of death on all of their countries, and then she doesn't understand. See, I would say that Kamala's pick of Liz Cheney, Marjorie, is not the best. And they're wondering why they have virtually no votes from that particular community. I thought of it. It took me about a second. I said, wow, that's not a very good person to be campaigning with, I don't think. They went from 100% approval to about 4% now. And you know who's got the approval? Me, because I want to see peace all over the place. We had no wars. She pledged to confiscate your guns and endorse a total ban on handgun ownership. She ruined San Francisco, probably the greatest city in our country 20 years ago. She destroyed it. And she's not going to be allowed to destroy our country. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention at taxpayers' expense. And perhaps, worst of all, she never worked at McDonald's. She never did. She lied about that. So with your vote on Tuesday, we're going to fire Kamala and we are going to save America.
Save America in Jesus'
We will cut
name.
your taxes, end inflation, slash your prices, raise your wages, and bring thousands of factories back to America and back to the good old state of Georgia. We will build American, we will buy American, and we will hire American, and the jobs are going to be pouring in. And I will end the war in Ukraine, which would have never happened if I were president. And I will stop the chaos in the Middle East. October 7th would have never happened if I were president. And I will prevent World War III from happening. Because this would be a war like no other. This would be a war at the level of destructive power. This would be a war like no other, but it'll never happen. But it could happen with them. It will happen. I'm most worried about the next 3 months. That's what I'm worried. I'm actually
Because they're going to
worried
declare
about the
war
next 3
on
months.
us.
We will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve. We will strengthen and modernize our military. I rebuilt our entire military, but they gave a lot of it away to Afghanistan. Can you imagine that? They gave billions and billions of dollars away, but it's still only a fraction of what we have. We rebuilt the military. We're going to touch it up anyway. We're going to touch it up. And I rebuilt the nuclear arsenal, and I hated doing it because it's obliteration. We don't want that to happen. And, you know, Russia and myself and China were talking about de-escalation, actually, of nuclear. We had that going, and then this stupid thing happened with the election. And you think Biden thought about that? He can't figure out how the hell he goes up to bed. And besides that, I was just thinking the other day, you know, you have countries, and when somebody calls, like Putin calls, or President Xi, who's a fierce individual, somebody said, what's he like? He's a very smart guy. But what's he like? Well, he's a fierce individual. He really is. He's fierce. When you get into an argument with him, you know you've got an argument going, right? He's a fierce, and he loves China, and we love the USA, right? So,
Right.
But I was thinking today, let's say you're China, and you want to call the United States because there's a conflict or there's a problem. Who the hell do you call? There's nobody. Do you call her? Do you call... He's not going to be answering your phone. He only works
She's
about
not
2
going
hours
to
a day.
answer. She's
And I
certainly
understand
not
it.
going to
It's
answer.
okay. But she can't really do it. She hasn't got the aptitude or the IQ or anything else. She can't do it. So who the hell do you call? Oh,
Ghostbusters?
Trump.
Trump. They're like Trump the president.
Well, I don't know if they have a choice. There's nobody you can go. You ever have that? You're calling a company, like a nice company, and there's all flux and trouble. You don't know who to trust. Here's on a much larger scale, to put it mildly.
They don't want to deal with
the
reality.
largest scale in the world.
These people don't want
You call the United States because we have a problem with something. You have no idea who the hell you're talking to. We will build a missile defense shield, all made in the USA, wrapped around our country to defend ourselves and our country. It's all going to be made in the United States, a lot of it in your great state. We'll put Herschel Walker in charge of that little sucker, okay? And we're going to do that. It's so, but it's our technology. I know a lot of people say it's our technology, and we're going to use that technology at an even higher level. When you see Israel with 187 rockets blasted, and almost all of them are knocked down, well, we got to have that kind of capability too. And we're the one can do it better than anybody. Ronald Reagan wanted to do it, but we really didn't have the technology. He was great, but we didn't have the technology then. It would have been a terrible thing, because we would have had it, it would have never worked. But now we have technology where it can knock a pin out of the sky. It can knock a little pin this big out of the sky. It's incredible. We will rebuild our cities, including our capital in Washington, D.C., which is a mess, with graffiti on our marble, beautiful Carrara marble columns all over the city, graffiti and filth and crime. We're going to make it beautiful again, and we're going to rebuild our cities. We're going to work with Democrat mayors and governors. We'll probably have to, and we're going to make our cities beautiful and safe again. We'll work with them if we have to. And we will teach our children to love our country, to honor our history, and to always respect our great American flag. And we will get critical race theory and transgender insanity the hell out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports. That's like a no-brainer. Brett Favre endorsed me yesterday. That was beautiful. While we were in Wisconsin, Green Bay, Wisconsin, he said, I've never endorsed anybody in my life. It was never appropriate for me to do so. You're the one person I'm going to endorse. And I said, that's an honor. And he shook my hand. It's the largest hand I have ever seen. This hand is the biggest thing I've ever seen. Then you wonder why he threw the ball so hard and so long. He was a great player.
This
but he
agenda from the Democratic Party.
That was a great honor. I will defend religious liberty. I will restore free speech, and I will defend the right to keep and bear arms, our Second Amendment. After years of building up foreign nations, defending foreign borders, and protecting foreign lands, we are going to just do this. We're going to do this so at a level that we have never done it before, because we're putting America first, and we're going to help others. We're not going to be, gee, we're never leaving our shores. We'll help others, but first we have to build our country back up. Long, I can tell you that. But we're going to defend our borders and protect our citizens. We're going to do that. And we will stop illegal immigration once and for all. We're going to stop those criminals from coming in. We're being invaded, and we're going to stop it. And we will not be invaded, and we will not be occupied. We will not be overrun. We will not be conquered. They are conquered. Can you imagine 5 years ago, me, standing up and saying, we will not be invaded, we will not be conquered, because we are being invaded. And can you imagine that we even think of that? To be using those expressions? Can you imagine that I'd be up here saying, and I will stop men from playing in women's sports? What the hell? It's interesting. I read so much, and it's such a big deal. So, as I said, I've been doing this for 9 years. I've never had one person, they come up, sir, I think you should cut taxes. I think you should do this. I think you should have Elon build a rocket to Mars. Everything. They never said to me, sir, it's very important that men be able to play in women's sports. I've never had anybody come up. And yet it's like a big deal. That's all they talk about. I never had anybody come up and say, sir, it's so important, let men play in women's sports. I don't get it. Same with transgender. They want to do things that they shouldn't be doing. It's terrible. And oftentimes when it's done, that person that it was done to, 10 years later said, "Who did this to me? Who did this to me?" How sad is that? Little children, they take them without parental consent. Can you believe it? It's not even possible to believe. And we're going to change it all around, and the people because you know what? We're the party of common sense. We're the party of common sense. We will be a free and proud nation once again. Everyone will prosper, every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope, and always filled with that beautiful American dream. Your children, you want your children, yourself, but you want your children to have the American dream.
Just
And they're going
because
to have
you
it.
want
They're going to
this
have
country
it. They're
to
going to have
fail,
it
Caesar.
very, very soon. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda with a landslide that is too big to rig. So on Tuesday, see, it's very simple. For 2 weeks, I've been saying, call this number, that number, early voting, late voting. We should have one-day voting with paper ballots, voter ID, and proof of citizenship. Yes, I'm a United Statesman. Yep. And you know what? The voting would be concluded at 9 o'clock. The winner would be announced, and the loser would be announced at 9:30. You would save hundreds of millions of dollars. Do you know that paper ballots, actually the paper is highly sophisticated. It's called watermark. It's like got fingerprints on it. Very sophisticated. But you know that it costs 8% of the machines. And I'm upset because the machines, they say, when are we going to have they don't know. They don't know. Is it going to be Tuesday? It should be Tuesday night. We should demand it has to be accurate. Number one, has to be Tuesday night. But eventually, and we're going to work on that. That's a part of our platform. We're going to go to France. Did it? They had 39 million people vote. They voted. They had a winner. They had a loser. They went to mail-in ballots, and it didn't work. It was tremendous, rampant cheating. As you know, there would be. Jimmy Carter said there would be when he was asked to chair a commission. But we're going to bring so many things back to our country, and they're common sense things like that. You need to get out and vote. We're going to do things that are going to make you so proud. And we just don't want to take a chance. We're leading by a lot. We're leading by numbers that nobody's ever seen before. Some people say, I really don't believe these polls. This is going to be a landslide because, we did a great job for 4 years. Right to try, another thing we did, right to try. If somebody's terminally ill, they get a chance to try instead of going to Europe or Asia. They're terminally ill and they have to leave our country. We have the greatest doctors in the world, greatest scientists, greatest labs. And I got it done. It was 42 years in the making. They couldn't get it done. I said to the person wanting it, you have to sign a no liability. You're not going to sue the country. You're not going to sue the doctor, the lab. You're not going to sue anybody. And we've saved thousands and thousands of lives with right to try. It's been amazing. And the people that fought it hardest, which were the doctors and the various insurance companies, they love it because when you save people that are terminally ill, that have no chance of living, and now they're saved, and not only are they saved, they're disease-free. What a great thing that is. And thousands of people have been saved. For the past 9 years, we have been fighting against the most sinister, corrupt forces on earth. With your vote in this election, you can show them once and for all that this nation does not belong to them. This nation belongs to you. Belongs to you. It was hardworking patriots like you who built this country. And 2 days from now, it is hardworking patriots like you who are going to save our country. 2 days, 2 days. What a beautiful sound. What a beautiful sound, 2 days. Oh, please, please, please help this country, please. After all we have been through together, we stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in American history. You watch. It's going to be so good. It's going to be so much fun. It'll be nasty a little bit at times, and maybe at the beginning in particular, but it's going to be something that we're going to go to heights that this country never has reached, and nobody ever even thought it could. You're going to see things that you're not going to believe. With your help, from now until Election Day, we will restore America's promise, and we will take back the nation that we love. We love this nation. That's why it's not even a contest. Many people have said if you had it because they've treated me terribly, you know. Look, they treated Andrew Jackson, President Andrew, a great general and a good president. They treated him the worst up until me. They treated Abraham Lincoln, who's considered the second worst. They treated him very, but he was in a civil war, in all fairness. I guess that makes sense, right? He had a civil war. But now I think there's no question about the fact that I got treated the worst. Think of it. And it did. I mentioned before. I got treated worse than Alphonse Capone, one of the greatest killers in the world. Scarface. And my father's looking down. Probably he's looking down, but my mother is definitely looking down. My father, you know, a little questionable. He was a tough guy, but he was a great guy and a good guy. But we're one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God, under God. We will never give in, we will never give up. We will never back down, and we will never, ever surrender. We're not surrendering, we're there. We're there, you gotta get out and vote. We're there. We're actually on the 1 yard line. Let's go get out and vote. Everybody vote, 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 vote. Together we will fight, 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 and we will win, win, win. We're gonna win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country. And together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you very much. God bless you all.
God bless you.
God bless you all.
Trump, Trump, Trump. Turn around, looking for
Yeah,
Georgia.
so that was a great rally from Donald Trump. He didn't do the dance. But yeah, I had a great time watching this rally. We're going to crunch time now. It's only 2 days until election. It's about to be 1 day and a few hours. I'm really excited about this. I hope people actually have a brain and will vote him back into office so he can fix what has now been broken since these other crazy people have been in office. But yeah, still I'm super excited. I think America isn't dumb. You know, I don't think America's dumb. So we'll see what happens. But I think Trump's gonna get this win, get this victory, and get this country back on track and help make this country great again.
The only thing that's stopping them from declaring war on us is the fear that Trump might regain office.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that's stopping Putin and the Chinese president from invading Taiwan is because they're afraid of Trump. I'm looking for my keys. You have to do this.
Yeah, so and now I see now Roland's coming up with Obama. So you're gonna have to turn this mom. But yeah, I hope everyone here will go out and vote for Trump. Even the people who haven't wrote comments in favor of Trump. I hope you just somewhere in your heart you have a heart and you vote for Trump, because right now it doesn't look like you have a heart and you don't care about people getting murdered by illegal immigrants such as Laken Riley and Jocelyn and the mother of 5. It looks like you don't care about people that can't afford groceries and gas prices and rent. It's looking like you don't care about a lot of things, but hopefully everyone goes out there and vote for Trump. I know I'm going to be voting. This is going to be my first time voting. Really excited. And we're going to come out on top. Everything's going to be good because we got God. We got the Son of God, Jesus Christ, like how Trump just said, one nation under God, which Kamala has never said. Kamala actually kicked out two young men who were in support of God at her rally and said Jesus is King, Jesus is Lord. And she told them they're at the wrong rally. Is that the person you want to vote for? But I mean, the decision that you make will just be also a testament to who you are as a person. You know, like what you're okay with, what you want more of. It will just speak to who you are. You know, not even just about who you're voting for. It's gonna be who your soul picks, like what your soul is voting for. Um, but yeah, so that was a great rally. Um, you know, I got people like telling me, even at like my school and family members that are for Kamala, you know, a lot are. I don't care, you know, for example, like I don't care. Like I can still love you, but I don't have to like your opinion on everything, you know. For example, the girls I'm looking for, all the girls I've dated have been Republicans, you know, but if one was a Democrat, wouldn't really care, but I would tell her my opinion and stuff. So that's the other thing, like people who come in the shop to argue, it's not about having an argument with any of us. It's about agreeing to disagree. Like you don't have to agree with our opinion. You don't have to agree with our viewpoint. But you know, that doesn't mean come in here and argue and say nasty and hateful things. Um, but that's just how just corrupt some people are, and that's just how it is. But they only say this type of stuff online. But anyway, yeah. So that was a great rally. We've been to a rally, and we've watched a lot of them, so we kind of know like his talking points and what he's really gonna say at the rally. But at his rallies, though, each new one he puts like something new in them, so that we don't expect and we haven't heard before. So it's just nice watching. And
Oops, sorry.
saw that catch, Mom?
Yeah, I'm trying to see if it'll work over here. Let me see the charger is actually working. Here you go. Where's your phone? Just take that. I'll try your phone.
Okay.
If it's this. Well, this is a new charger. I don't even see my.
Something like what? Something that he says that's new, well, at a recent rally or this rally. For example, he discussed more into the mother. I think he said of this is a recent illegal immigrant murder. He talks about her. That's something that, you know, haven't heard before, you know, but we've watched like so many, so we've heard a lot. But every rally he drops in something new or some new nugget like that about the mother. That's totally new. That just happened.
The news is not reporting that. They're busy reporting about Gorilla being at Kamala's rally because she's incapable of drawing a crowd herself. So every time, so there's no embarrassment, they got to have a entertainer, a name that people coming to see, the guests, singers. They're not coming to see her.
Okay, it's working now.
Yeah.
I'm voting for Trump, so I want to ask who am I voting for is Trump. I'm trying to fix this stand. Yeah, but all Kamala does is talks about Trump. She gives false promises.
That they don't keep any of them.
She gives offers that no one asked for, and that's when you think about it, it's pretty offensive. Like black men giving black men weed and stuff. But I'm gonna get my phone.
I just turned it off.
But yeah, but still I'm a little bit nervous about election day. I hope this country isn't dumb. I've met a lot of dumb people, so I'm not sure, Biden being in office at all kind of says that it's not that smart. But I don't think this country's dumb. This country has some of the smartest people in the world in it. But still a little nervous because we were just in Philadelphia today. You could check our recent live stream of ours. We were in Philly and talking to people there about who they're voting for and why. And just on the way there, we saw tons of Kamala signs and posts and posters and stuff and flags. And I was like, wow, like people are really, really being manipulated, and they're totally confused, and they don't know because they're being lied to.
Well, they got 24-hour, all the black radio stations. All they're doing is promoting Kamala. That's all they're hearing. All their officials, it's a Democratic city. They got the AFL-CIO, it's a union town, and the union is pushing for Kamala and Walz, but they don't care about what's happening to people every day. And they're trying, but the rank and file is not in agreement. The rank and file is voting for Trump. But a lot of people are voting for him, and they're not saying that they're voting for him.
Yeah.
So that's what's going on. People are quiet about it. It's supposed to be like some on the side, because I'd rather do this. They rather they just rather people not know because it causes arguments, because people don't know how to have a conversation or agree to disagree, and they rather fight you and because especially if they feel like their candidate is losing. Whatever happens, we have to accept the results of the election.
Yeah.
And see, we look to God, so God got us. So we're not concerned, but a lot of people don't even know to go to their Lord and Savior. Look like that, because when you look up, it don't look right. Yeah. So it's better to, put Christ is king. And it's better to put the Lord first and just put your trust in God. But as a believer, I don't believe that God allowed him to go through all that he's been going through, and his heart is right, unlike what's going on in the Democratic Party. I've never seen anything like this, and that's what turned me away. The actions of this party, how hard that they have fought against him, all the things they have done to him. Why it's like crying wolf, and they the wolf. That's what's been going on. They're the wolf, and they're trying to flip the script like he's the communist, he's the Hitler, he's this. It's them.
It's a great analogy.
It's them. It's them. And all this time, I believed him. I was believing everything the media said. I thought that he was the worst. I thought it was white supremacy. I thought, but he's not like the Democratic Party. This man is always been a Democrat himself. So when he decided to run, he ran as a Republican.
No, who needs to not bring God into this, since you said that, is Kamala. She is the one who shouldn't be
Look straight.
bringing God into this. You know, kicking Christians out, being for men playing against female athletes, being for the same gender marriage. That's the one who shouldn't be bringing God
And
into
Obama era, that's what he fought for. We thought, oh, we're getting a black president. Oh, he has so much swag. We're gonna finally have someone in office that's gonna represent us, that's gonna do something for us. Never thought it would happen in our lifetime that a black man would be president. And what did he do? He took care of the gay people. His whole administration was about the LGBTQ. That's all it was about. Transgenders, gay men and women. But he's the godfather of transgenders and gays and all of that. It's Obama. Trump did more for us when he came to office because he was undoing what Biden had done. That 1994 mass incarceration of black men. He said what they were super predators, and they were,
people beyond the pale.
Yeah, that there was no hope for them. That don't even try to redeem these people. Just leave them in jail. They were getting someone that Kamala had locked up. They gave him a double life sentence for a nonviolent crime.
And someone said Obama got so rich after 8 years in office.
He got 4 mansions now. They become rich. They didn't have money. None of these from Pelosi, none of them. Trump is rich. He's already a billion. That's why they can't buy him. But a lot of stuff that they're doing is unheard of. I've never seen this fight.
Show this?
They hate this man. Why? They hate this man. I'm not promoting that, Elijah.
Because he's the
culprit. I don't care. Well, anyway, I'll just get back on my train of thought. It's like the stuff that's going on now is never been like this. Not just for an election. These people made up their mind when Trump ran for the second term that he would not get back in office.
And Shane said Trump donated his salary.
Yeah, he's, I think, one of 2 presidents ever in history that didn't take a salary. He's never taken a salary for this job. These people became multi-millionaires taking the job as president. They all, even Biden, all that crooked stuff that went on, they talking about Hunter laptop didn't exist. Oh, by the way, even the FBI lied about his Secret Service. Oh, yeah, he went to court for that. He supposed to go to jail. It did exist. He was colluding with Russia. He was the one. So all of the things that they say and they cry wolf about him is them. They are the big bad wolf. Obama is the big bad wolf. The machine is the big bad wolf.
Exactly.
They're the ones.
As someone said, these comments are looking like children, but the thing about it is these are grown adults.
That's what I say.
These are grown.
I always say they each live. I'm like, these are adults that act like children. And the sad thing about it is that they have kids that are supposed to look up to them, and they act worse than little children. We had we're gonna have to edit. Had 2 young men when we went to Philadelphia. They were 18 years old. And they want Trump, and they talk. I mean, they were saying why because of the border. They were saying why because of inflation. They were saying why because of the economy. They were 18. And adults came out, I'm voting for Harris. I'm voting. This is Philadelphia, black people. And they couldn't say why. If you asked them why, they couldn't tell you. And then they were so delusional for why they would vote for them. They had no concrete answers of why. So it's amazing. And that means there's hope for the future, but what they're trying to do now is maintain power, period. They didn't do all this. You got to ask yourself, why did they want so many, they wanted illegals to come in so badly that they would bring them in unvetted, and that at the rate that they did.
Swaggy.
Why?
Swaggy, my mom got a BMW.
Why would they?
I've made $200K at 16.
Why would they come in was it such a need to fly them in, allow terrorists to come in, allow Venezuelan gangs to come in, to allow these murderers and rapists to come in? Why was there such a need that the Democratic Party felt as though that they needed to allow these people to come in this short span of time before the 2024 election? It's a reason for this. It's a reason. Ask yourself why. How come Kamala, why didn't anybody ask her to answer that question? Why were they allowed to come in the way that they have allowed them to? And there's no way that they're going to allow them to come in and they're not going to do everything they can to try to win this election. They're going to wind up spending $2 trillion for these legal immigrants using our taxpayer money, whereas they won't help American citizens. Even the people they said that that even applied for relief, $750. That's all they were giving people that lost everything, American citizens, and then they're all being denied. They're not even giving them that. And y'all sit around while this is happening to other citizens, and y'all act like something is wrong with you.
And also, why is Tim Walz going to China so much?
30 times he been in China. Why?
Yeah.
Nobody's asking these questions. How come Kamala didn't say anything about Joe and him suffering from dementia? She had a duty to let the American public know. How come she has a duty to tell us her policies and not just only talk about abortions? She has a duty to explain what's going on in the border, and her being the border czar, why hasn't she done anything about it? She has a duty to tell us what the financial plan, this hole that she dug us in, what is she going to do to get us out of it? And she needs to tell us, if you tell me I'm going to give people $25,000, but guess what? Anybody selling a home, they're going to raise it $25,000. There's not going to be any gain for anyone. And then Black people, we're so naive and we so stuck on just nonsense. And I'm trying to be kind saying it that way, that they're trying to replace us. We're voting against our best interests. They're not doing anything for us. At least Trump, when he got in office, when Biden did that 1994 crime bill, he came in and he put an order in for the First Step Act, and 30,000 Black men were released from prison that were incarcerated because of Biden. Nonviolent crimes. That was Trump. That was Trump who gave money to the HBCUs so that they didn't have to come and beg for money every year. That was Trump, not Obama. And certainly Biden sitting in office after what he did to Black families, what he did, and then he didn't try to turn it around once he was in office. And then the things they promised Black people, the reason why Black people forget, the reason why we voted for Biden, because we thought because of Obama, he would finish the work of Obama and finally give Black people what we've been asking for. He got in there and he didn't do shit for us. Once again, every 4 years, every 4 years they promise us things. This time, I don't even think they promise us anything except for a concert. They promise us Megan Thee Stallion shaking her ass. They promise us every Black entertainer. All we gotta do is put someone Black up there, show them they star. We ain't got to talk about policies. We ain't got to promise them nothing. Once we show them this, they gonna vote for us. That's all they doing right now.
Kamala promised Black men weed too.
That's all they doing. Weed. That's what you locked them up for.
That's an insult.
You locked thousands of men up for weed, and now, hey, in New Jersey and different states, Portland, weed is legal. It's legal. And gonna promise Black men, how insulting is that? And then she gonna go sit her ass in a Black barbershop, and those Black men didn't even have the decency saying, what are you gonna do for me? Not one of them said. Nobody ever holds her feet to the fire.
They was giddy with her.
They were so happy that she was there while she locked people like them up.
Yeah.
I mean, come on now. When will Black people, before the end of time, will we ever wake up? Will we ever stand as one? Will we ever make demands? We're the second highest financial wealth block in the world. And we don't use our wealth. We don't use our influence. They putting these stars in front of us, telling us, you need to vote because of them. They're living in mansions. They're set. Whatever's going on is not affecting them like it'll affect the average everyday person. And all they got to do is wiggle Glorilla in front of you. I mean, that's not doing anything for my pockets. Them parading, and then that's the only way she get people to go to her conference. They're going cheap. I could see it before. I didn't even understand that this stuff, that they were actually doing this, because I was all in. You saw, I was all in. But what woke me up was this invasion of immigrants, and I see what's going on in New York, Chicago, Aurora, and going on in Ohio and throughout this country. It's right in front of all of us. We have social media now. Y'all can't even make an excuse that you don't see what the hell is going on in this nation. And wait till the terrorists start acting. You think they twiddling their fingers? They plotting and planning, sister, brother. They are plotting and planning while we worry about they trying to plot and plan just in case Trump get in. Because they're going to act up.
And Monique said, I keep telling our black people to stop voting for the Democratic Party.
They got to.
They don't like us and they don't love America.
They don't. Guess who the Ku Klux Klan was? Those were Democrats. It was the Democrats. There's a lot that we're not recognizing what's going on. But what it's going to take, the end of the world? Or we got to once all this stuff kicks off, when no one can help us, these people will never give up power again. This is a power struggle. This is about good versus evil. This is beyond red and blue. Y'all need to understand that. This is far beyond that. It's far beyond that. This is bigger than that. You have Russia waiting to see what's going to happen. You have President Xi of China waiting to see what's happening because he's ready to go after Taiwan. If Kamala become president, that's what Trump said. He's concerned about the 3 months afterwards before he get in office, what they might do. Y'all better wake up, America. Y'all better wake up. We could always vote for another president, but right now, what's going on right now, it's like no going back from this. These people are wicked and evil. The way that they're using the news media, they own Main Street media. The Democrats they got them on lockdown. 99% of everything they say is against Trump. No matter how much he talks about helping this country, restoring this country, building this country back, could tell you his financial plan, could tell you how he's going to do it, going to tell you all that. They drill him like the FBI. But her, she get there. Oh, what did you have for lunch? How do you make salad? You know, they listen to her not making sense and no one even questions it. You know, and they limit her talking because the more she speaks, then the more of the hole she digs for herself. And the more you can see that she doesn't know anything. She is literally dumb.
You could also see from this too that she doesn't tell you guys anything because people who come in the chat who are for her don't come with anything to support her and explain why you're for her. You just come here and attack and insult, but you don't have a reason you can give of why you're voting for her.
If she was the best candidate, or she knew she could stand her grounds, if she was like Tulsi, a soldier, a warrior, someone that knows how to stand her ground. This woman is weak, can't stand her ground. She's afraid. She's scared. She won't even talk without a teleprompter. She won't talk unless it's scripted. She won't talk unless it's 20 minutes or less. Are you kidding me?
Thank you, Bridget.
Unless it's a softball interview,
you
can't answer anything and the question's already pre-scripted. I mean, this is not a leader, people. This is not, and nobody voted for this woman. They talk about democracy. We need to save democracy. Trump won't do this. Trump was already president before, and he was a hell of a good president. But these people are a shit show, okay? They're horrible. She can't undo. She doesn't know how to fix America. And you think Tim Walz do? How many of y'all think Tim Walz is a good choice for vice president? Tell me what makes him a great choice for vice president. This is who she chose.
Someone said you're calling a former defense attorney, district attorney.
She's stupid. She have a title. There are former doctors that didn't know what they were doing. Just because you have a title, that don't mean you were good at your job. and she was not good at her job. She was just push along. You ever heard of people that they don't like? You ever had a supervisor at your job and you're like, how the hell did they ever become a supervisor? I had many of them.
This person.
I'm like, how did they become a manager? They don't even know how to do the job better than I do.
This person, they like hearing what was then, and what's then was.
And time was here and now. You know, the essence of time should never stop. And the clock should never stop, but time shall go on. You know, that's my poem for time. They want to like, and then everybody's looking like, what did she just say? She said a bunch of nothing. And that's another thing. She is not black. And that's the thing. You know how many people that were black told us that they voted for her because she was black? And I try to be as gentle as I could because they black people and they emotional. I'll have to fight out there. I know Philly. So I'm like, you got to like these people. They don't understand, and they're hearing all day all the black radio stations that she's running commercials on over and over and over and over again, and all the signs, you got to vote for her. She's black and she's going to help us. She's in office now. Now people don't understand. She talks as though she's not in office. She talks as though Trump was bad in office or he's the president now. That everything that's going on now is almost as though she's trying to act like it's Trump's fault. Yeah. This is how crazy this is.
And like how Trump said at the rally, why don't you do everything you're saying you're going to do right now? You're in office.
In office.
Do it now.
Do it now. You know, but this is, and people going around, don't know what she stands for, and then they're defending her with their life, their children's life, their future. They're people losing houses right now. Do you understand that? People are losing jobs. They're being laid off. Jobs are closing up. Do y'all understand that we have a food insecurity? If there's a food insecurity, it's on the couch, that's going on. So how are you going to feed 20 million more people? Do y'all know that that's unsustainable? Y'all really not getting what's ahead of us. See, we're used to going into markets and things are there at our convenience because if you have the money, which people are running out of money to pay for it, but it's going to come a point that we're not going to have enough milk and water or whatever the case may be. And China waiting to poison our food, poison our water system. You know, they have this stuff already set up. You know, that's why I always wonder why so many people got vans and there's so many people doing van life and all this. People think this stuff going to kick off. They need to get away and they buying these vehicles, buying water filter.
Want to put this guy on?
No, I don't. I'm not on what you on, like the stuff. I'd rather show those preachers and what they were saying if we want to talk about something, not like what you're doing.
Just trying to find something.
No, that's not. It's like you always keep for the others. I don't get that.
That wasn't good for the others.
I'm telling you that's not. I'd rather for you to put the preachers on if you want. Like you're not the same. No, remember. Anton was showing it, but I told you to look it up before about the preachers.
Okay, I'll find it.
No, her ad, Kamala's ad.
Yeah, I'll find it.
Kamala's preacher ad. Just look for that. You know, when I saw this, you know, about the black preachers, let's see, where was that at? It's a new ad. Did you put ad? I don't know if it would say like preachers or something like that.
Yeah, just about preachers.
Yeah, Kamala Harris preacher. I don't know if y'all saw the ad, and they have out of all people, Dr. Jamal Bryant. He's standing up there. He the one that brought her up in his church behind the pulpit after the two Christians was put out of their school gymnasium when they said Christ is King and Jesus is Lord. That here he go. You see, I don't know, we could do rolling on that one where he has the nerve to go after Pastor Bishop McClendon because he went against what he saw, how they supported these, like he's the only one that talked about it. Yeah. And went at how she denounced those young men talking about Christ as King. I don't know. We could play his. I just wanted to. Maybe you could put it on. Could just show because he's going to be in it. It's an ad. That's why I asked you to look it up earlier. So could it just have put it up? It's an ad. It was an ad. It's a commercial shoot. That's it. But see, but he's on there. It's hard to put it. I don't know if I want to put it with him up there. If that's good.
Okay.
You know, that's
His
it.
name's Jamal Bryant.
But it's not an ad for just him. It's an ad. I don't know if y'all saw the commercial because we never have it. Like, it's the preachers and they have an ad supporting black preachers, and they're running an ad supporting Kamala Harris. These are supposed to be people of God. There's nothing that Jesus is in agreement when it comes to Kamala Harris. Nothing. And he's not. Let me find it because I don't know what you're looking up. It's not Jamal Bryant. You could go. They're on there. It's not Jamal Bryant. I'm not talking about him.
Well, he's in the ad. Mom.
Yeah, but he's not the only one in the ad.
Yeah, but it took some time. But more people are that I am close with are becoming Republican, like my mom, for example. If you didn't know, I was the Republican first, and I was 10 toes deep supporting the Republican Party and for Trump in 2016, even though all that, the media blitz and attack and fake news on him. And family didn't agree with me. Some friends didn't, but I didn't really care because I knew he was the one that was going to fight for this country, and he did. So now this time, but then I couldn't vote, or I couldn't vote then, but this time I can vote. So I'll be voting for President Donald J. Trump, and yeah.
Stop looking up.
Yeah, I was just trying to think, but gotta find a way to express so people really understand. But as people are choosing not to understand, that's the thing. I'm trying to find a way to put into words that could change a Democrat's mind, or maybe have them think a little bit differently. But they've heard this over and over again because it's what even he has said and even what he has done, but they just don't want to almost accept it and stuff. So yeah. But people rather support Kamala and Roland and Tampon Tim instead of supporting someone who can make this country great again. Someone who's done it before and who can do it again. But he has a lot to do because they have literally destroyed this country. So.
Ask them how they voted.
Have anyone here voted? Okay, Vic, you're clearly brainwashed by CNN and ABC. Yeah, someone said yes. Yes, went first day. Yep, got in early. I'm voting in person on election day. Yeah, we're going to be voting too on election day. Oh, someone said I wish I could, but I can't this year. Dang. Yeah, when I own a home, Trump 2024. Yeah, that's the thing. Trump, he's a businessman too, can make this economy much better than it is right now. I see when we're at the grocery store how much everything is costing for just a few items, costing like $100, $200, when before you could get a lot more food for that same price. That's another reason that it really confuses me why people would want to more 4 more years of this. You know, are you okay with things costing more? Are you okay with men in female sports and females locker rooms? Are you okay with illegal immigrants murdering people? And they're murdering too a lot of girls who are just going for walks, or just even a mother of five, even a girl who was just 8 years old, Jocelyn. So it really is sickening, honestly, to see people still in support of this wicked party and of this antichrist candidate.
Antichrist. That's what she is. She is totally antichrist. She's
Yeah.
not for God. She doesn't speak of God. She doesn't say God bless you and God bless you. She doesn't lift up Jesus. That's not what she's about. She's an actress. She tries to go into our churches and disrespect God, and they should be standing on holy ground after mocking God. And these black pastors are pushing this woman who campaigns on abortion. How is that in line with God? She's campaigning on abortion. That's not aligned with God. It doesn't make any sense that she's able to get, the people don't have their eyes open. And you have these pastors, they have come now, they got the black pastors, they have the black entertainers, they have the black commercials ads because they need black people to vote for her. So that's why they're going after the black community, because they can't win this without black people. So they're giving us Alicia Keys, they're giving us Beyonce, Cardi B, Glorilla,
Jennifer Lopez.
Jennifer Lopez or whatever. They're giving these these entertainers that are being paid for you to vote for this Hollywood. To vote for Hollywood, who's already immoral. Hollywood is immoral.
Yeah,
And that's who they want you. Those are the ones that's telling you who you should vote for. People that are not following God, that's not standing on principle. Those are the ones that they're telling you. They're telling you to vote for her.
Yeah, BTC is really crazy explaining to people like that abortion is bad, and
it's not birth control.
It's like
it's not birth control.
People are okay with things like murder, even from the illegal immigrants happening and stuff. But it's like things you have to keep explaining to people, but it still doesn't. Their brain still can't wrap around it for some reason. It's truly confusing. But
and all these black entertainers, they've been so insulting. Cardi B was really talking about her trying to, read a scripted speech they gave her from her phone. Every time she opened her mouth, it had gotten worse. All these people got to come, and not her speaking for herself. She has to have entertainers reading scripts for people to even come, and most of the people leave after they see them.
Michelle said they're blinded by Satan.
Yeah, they're blinded. No matter how much sense everything makes or doesn't make, they still standing 10 toes down for someone who's not looking for your best interest. Don't forget to hit the like buttons, you guys. Share and subscribe, please.
Felon versus non-felon, tough choice.
Yeah, she needs to be in jail.
Yeah,
and they thought that would stop people from voting for Trump. That's what their whole agenda. They said, okay, this is how we can stop them. That was Biden's administration that sent his district attorney to New York. Now he had a highfalutin position in Washington. He went there, and they all met in Washington. Went there so they could try Trump. Something that was past the statute of limitations. Something that's normally just thrown out. So they say, okay, this is how we'll get him. We'll lock him up. We'll lock him up. People are not going to vote for him. And then they found out when they tried to take him to court, he received more donations than ever before. So they said, okay, that's not going to work. So this is what we'll do. Allegedly, it appears that they tried to assassinate him twice. You know, the people that try to do it were the most incompetent people. So you know the FBI was smarter than them. This is what they this is, but then when that didn't work, they was waiting for the call saying that they got him, but God had him turn his head. They didn't count on that. See, they doing all this stuff thinking they can control this world, but they can't, because God, at the end of the day, no matter what you think, whether you believe or not, God is in control. He's in control. And when anywhere they try to take his money, his fortunes, they try to say he's Hitler, he's a fascist. They try to do everything that they are, is what they say about him. They're the wolf. They the ones, they the wolf. It's them.
Now you got people too, like LeBron James.
Well, he was at Diddy
Steph
parties.
Curry.
Yeah, I think that because the people like Usher that was on The View, they try to get him to support. He refused to support her. And next thing they got him, he got to speak out for it. They had Jermaine Dupri. He asked questions about her. And Roland Martin went in like I dare you ask her to answer a question. Next thing they have him at the BET with fake DLD Download Hughley. He supposed to had him sitting up there. It's like and LeBron, he's scared because they like, we got stuff on you with Diddy. At Diddy parties.
There's
It's
like a live stream of him saying, "Oh, that Diddy party was lit to Diddy." Yeah, but not tricking us this time.
Yeah, but you have these diehard people that jump up and down, especially black people. We like the most people that they're supposed to be following God that you can see, and God is not going to stand with this.
Yeah.
God is not standing with this, and we know that God wouldn't accept this going on. She's running on abortion.
Yeah.
That is not God.
Dally said exactly. Usher was not going to endorse her day one. Next, he's at the podium singing her praises.
They twisted his arm. He refused. They beat him down on the show. And they actually said, "You're not going to support him. You're not going to." I mean, they went after him, and he wouldn't do it. And now they had him, standing up there reading that speech and just doing what they had to do. It's like, and look at right now, they have judges they know this is against the law. They know it's against the law. They're allowing these people to vote. And that was the whole purpose of them being here.
People keep saying that Kamala's running on women's rights.
That's not a right to have people gotta be, she's not running. No, what rights don't women have? Yeah. What rights don't we can go get any job we want? We can go anywhere we want. We can make all the money we want. It's more to us than having an abortion. So food, we have to eat like everyone else. So food affects women too. Okay? We got to eat too. We need jobs too. So what rights is she talking about? We need more than being able to have an abortion. We're hungry too. We want to take care of our children too. No. We want our kids to be able I want my son to be able to buy a house. He can't buy a house with the economy like this. Mm-hmm. So she's not running on anything for us.
She's running on illegal immigrants' rights.
Their rights. She's not running on our rights. Talking about women's rights. I have a right to eat. I have a right to have a great job. I have other rights other than abortion. All you gotta do is keep your goddamn legs closed, okay? Start with that. What about a man wearing a condom? What about other contraceptives other than abortion? Why is abortion her only platform? I eat. I gotta put gas in my car. Talk about that. I don't want to hear that bull crap. People sitting in there talking about women's rights like our only right is to kill a baby. We got, what about the other rights we need? I have a right to be safe. I have a right for you not to open up these borders, to put my community and my people and American citizens in danger. I have that right. Everybody's so brainwashed with her that she talking about abortion. Like, hey, if you want to take your baby out, nobody's stopping you. But what you can do, how about just go the beginning of it? Take birth control. You're an adult. You don't have sense enough to take birth control. So don't tell me about women's rights. I have a right to eat. I have a right to have a good job. I have a right to live large. women rights. I have a right to decide if I want to have a baby or not.
She has a right to be able to walk the neighborhood and feel safe.
Have rights. I'm tired of that bull crap. Everybody sitting around like she running on that bull crap. Get everybody brainwashed. Oh, my rights and rights. We eat too, people. And there's a lot of single women out here. Y'all holding down households. Y'all got to feed y'all kids. And these same dumb women are talking that bullshit when they know that they can't afford to feed their children. You know that over 3 million kids are hungry right now? American kids aren't being fed. They have a right to eat. They have a right to eat before illegal immigrants. Okay? Before their children. Take care of America first. That's what we have a right to. So I don't want to hear that. Talking about she fighting for women's rights. And you have men sitting up there, yeah, I believe in women. They stupid. Wear a damn condom and the only thing you could run on is abortion or killing a baby. What about we're human. Women are human. Everything that everyone is being affected by, we're being affected by it too. And a lot of women, like I said, you're holding down households and you don't even have the money to pay your freaking mortgage or rent or pay your car note or your insurance bill or your gas bill or your credit cards. You running credit cards up. Get out of here talking that stupid stuff. And everybody, this whole country and all these women sitting around listening to this nonsense. She has nothing to run on. How about running on what you've done in the last 4 years? That's what most people, when they've been president or vice president, they've been sitting in the office and Biden said all the decisions made, she made. He said she made it. She was able to make anything. That's what he said. And she said that she was there and she was able on The View to make the decisions. Why don't she talk about her record? She's supposed to run. Most presidents, Trump is running on his record. What he did 4 years ago. Why in the hell isn't she running on her record? Why? We need to think about these things. So y'all need to stop that nonsense and wake the hell up because y'all sleeping. This stuff is important. You got a machine and you got people rigging this election. They didn't talk about democracy. They are rigging the damn election. And you hearing this from a Democrat. They're rigging the damn election. That's what's going on. We don't have time for people right now. We don't have the luxury for people to be slow. We don't have the luxury for people to catch up to what's actually happening in the real world in real time. We need people to wake up. She wasn't run on her platform. What is her damn platform? This is her administration. She's supposed to talk about how great this administration is. This is why we're supposed to be voting for her, because of her administration. She's not even talking about it. And you got these black pastors, God, they're going to answer to God. They leading the sheep. They are leading the sheep the wrong way. Leading the sheep the wrong way. God is not standing on this abomination that's going on. She's an abomination. She don't believe in God. She don't believe in our God. This woman is not following Jesus. Nobody's following Jesus going to tell people you're at the wrong freaking rally. Who's going to do that? She will say, yes, Jesus is king. That's what anybody else would say. Trump always acknowledged God, Jesus. There's always people praying over top of him. I don't see that with her. She's not standing on God. She'll get behind that pulpit to get your votes because she wants to play. She's going to bring out the black voice. Yeah, y'all. That should be insulting. She's going to bring out any voice she needs to. She had a passive voice. She brought out the black voice. Did she bring out the Latino voice? She keep on changing voices. Y'all need to wake up. Wake up. And the thing about what's going on now, before people try to hide stuff, nobody's hiding anything. Nobody is hiding. They right in your face with the nine. They say this is what we need to do to get her elected. They right in your face doing this. And all y'all going right along with it. And they got women all riled up talking about their rights. You have a right to take care of your kids and feed your kids. Forget you and your legs not being closed. What about having to feed those kids that you already have? How about paying that gas bill that you need to pay because you don't have a man in the house to pay for it? How about that? You put that on.
I don't know how to put it on.
But you're supposed to go ahead. Y'all don't get
How do you do this?
Mentalities these days. You keep doing that. I don't get it. Put this on. This is hard.
All right, we're back, guys. You want to change the title?
Huh?
You want to change the title and the picture of it?
I don't know. Well, I don't know what's going on. So I don't know why it froze. We kind of went down. Maybe it was making too much sense. Who knows? But is it working? Is it frozen?
It's working. Someone says 16 from Trump administration don't approve of his reelection.
But those are all the Republicans. That's what do they call the old school Republicans?
Yeah.
I forget what kind of Republicans they are. I'm new to the game.
Pence,
I'm new to this game. I've been a Democrat all this time. I forget what they call the old regime or whatever. They're not for it because they can't control them as well. Yeah. And he said, during the administration, he never was in politics, so he didn't know who was who or who he needed their support from. But now he knows.
Great.
Oh, y'all got video, audio now? Good. You see what happened. YouTube is we got to shut her up quick, fast, in a hurry.
Most definitely, Lisa.
But like I was saying, is that we're probably going to put up probably cut this maybe in clips.
Donald.
Huh?
There go the fake Donald.
Look, I don't care about trolls, about people. It's like you, that's because you're young. You focus on the silly stuff, whereas I don't care about what they have to say. What I care about is what's going on. That's what I care about, how these people are going to affect our lives individually. That's what I care about. I care about bad decisions. I care about when other people's decisions affect my life. That's what I care about. I wish none of these people voting her could affect my life. I wish that they can go on with their lives and they could live in that terrorist world that they want to live in, and in a world of insecurities. So I want them to have that. I don't want that for my people and my children. I don't want that. So
instead of reading Project 2025, which is not a part of Trump, read Agenda.
They got to know that by now.
Read Agenda 47.
They got to know that Project 2025, either you just are illiterate or you just don't understand English. Everybody at this point knows that Trump has no ties with Project 2025. That's the Heritage Foundation. It has nothing to do with him and what he stands on and what he's running for. You have to go online. His is Agenda 47. Okay, everyone at this point that's an adult should know that by now. You can't keep listening to mainstream media because they're being biased. Their job is to get this woman elected. It's like the machine is controlling this country. Biden's not controlling the country. It's a machine. The wealthy of the wealthy. It might be Bill Gates. It's Obama. I know Obama, Bill Gates, what's his name? Clooney, who helped push Biden out. These people are part of some kind of elite club that we have no idea how deep this goes, because we're not in that lifestyle that these people are living. That stuff you see on TV, this is it's happening in real life, these secret societies and stuff. Because Biden and Harris, even if Harris was to be elected, she's a puppet. She can't even speak to world leaders. So she's not the one. And people and women are so silly and so, they're acting like women because they don't even understand that they need to be demanding from her more than her talking about abortions. Women should be demanding her to tell us her plan, articulate it. Now you got us in this mess. Well, what is your plan to get us out of this mess? Because you were a part of all of this, and you already said there's nothing differently that you would do other than what this present administration, which you're the sitting vice president. You know, we know what Trump did. Trump already was president. We already had him as president. So when she's walking around talking about abortion and have all these women that they're going to vote for her because of abortion. This is what I don't understand. Like, abortion is the only way, the only contraceptive that you can use is you worrying about, I want women's rights. Your right is to eat. Just like I said before I got cut off, maybe I have to reiterate. Women have a right to eat. We eat just like everyone else. Women have a right, Kamala, to feed their children. You talk about high grocery prices that you're responsible for. You're responsible for inflation. You cast the deciding vote that caused this inflation. Women have a right to be able to purchase a home for their children. Women have a right to get a higher education. Women have a right to become whatever they want to become. And you want to keep talking about abortion, like women have a right to be able to pay for gas, to put gas in their car. Women have a right to feed their children. Women have a right to have heat in their home in the wintertime. Talk about those rights. Talk about the economy. Talk about inflation. Talk about what are you going to do for Americans, because you certainly haven't done anything for us. You haven't done anything for me. I could tell you a million things that you have done for the rest of the world. Using my money, because I pay taxes, using my money and doing nothing for my people. American citizens are my people. And it's the first time that Asians, black people, white people, all of us are coming together. Muslims, Jewish people, we standing. Even the Amish in Lancaster, Pennsylvania are standing with Trump. We're coming together because some of us are woke. Some of us see that when we go to the market, there's a problem, Houston. There's a problem. And she got all these women so brainwashed. We got to fight for women's rights. We don't know how to keep our legs closed. Your right is abortion. That's your right. That's all she's running on, your right to have an abortion. Women's rights. Like you don't have a right to eat. And you have a right to have lower prices. You have a right to have a job. You have a right not to get laid off. You have a right. She need to talk about those rights. Because women, guess what? We're affected just like men are. We're affected just like the rest of the world. And y'all running around like that's going to put food on your table. Abortion rights.
Leishan said, vote for Kamala. The illegals need jewelry, cars, and their own houses, too.
Yeah. The only one that's benefiting are the illegal immigrants in Ukraine and Gaza and Lebanon. Our people had a hurricane in North Carolina, Tennessee, Florida, but we sent the same time with $147 million to help the people in Lebanon. That's what we did.
And Vicky said,
while our people, they didn't even get the $750. They denying everybody. And she's running around talking about like Trump is going to take away your women's rights.
They said, God bless you.
You have a right to take care of your family, because a lot of women are heading families. You need to think about that when you can't feed your kids and they want something from the market and you tell them, oh, you can't have ice cream. We don't even have money we barely have money to eat. You can't have these things. We can't go on vacation. We don't have money for vacation. We don't have enough money. You got to keep the house at 60 degrees because you can't run heat. You know? Y'all are not thinking about what's going on in this economy. And then y'all want more of this. You want an administration that caused all of this. She caused this. Hear me. She's the cause of this. And you expect her to fix something that she's incapable of fixing. She don't have the brains to fix this. Y'all can't see that. She's unable to undo what she's done. And y'all saying, give me more of this. Vote blue, F blue. Vote red. You know, we need to survive. This is about survival this time. And women, I'm speaking to women. Y'all need to wake up because there's more to y'all than keeping about your legs being open or closed. That's all she's talking about. If you get pregnant because you didn't take precautions, this is what we're going to do. We're going to have at the Democratic National Party, we're going to have Planned Parenthood, and we're going to have black women. They're the ones running there to have an abortion. So they want us to kill our babies while the immigrants have babies. So then they have their voting block. They want them to be more of them than us. They never going to get black people reparations because they gave it to the illegal immigrants. They should have given that money to us if anybody deserved to get it. But you want to give it to people who were criminals, terrorists? They living off of us. How come they can get licenses and can't drive? They're hitting and killing people. They don't have to have ID. They can get on a plane. You don't know who on that plane. They don't have to follow our laws. Their laws, that's what sanctuary cities are. It doesn't apply to them. That's why they got catch and release. They can just do what they want to do.
Jay said Trump needs you on his team. That would be great.
Yeah, well, I'm on his team whether he realizes it or not because I know what the other side look like. And if I feel like there's someone that has supported that I was a player in all of Biden getting elected. So I have receipts and can bring out receipts after receipts after receipts of my involvement. And I'm speaking the opposite because I've been affected by this administration. And I know that I'm not the only one. And I know there's more to me than about abortion or keeping somebody's legs closed. Like people cannot wear a freaking condom or take birth control pills. Be responsible. And let's talk about feeding your children, women. Talk about having a good job. Talk about being able to pay your mortgage rate because everything's going up, but your salary is not going up the way the economy and inflation is. That's what she needs to be talking about. I want to hear this strong, powerful woman. I want you to be powerful. I want you to stand on business. I want you to be that I know that you can go talk to these world leaders and you're not going to shrink. And that's her because she can't have the conversations. Trump can go and talk to anyone because he's a boss. He's a boss. Trump is a boss. And I respect a boss. Hear that? He's the man. He's a boss. She's not a boss. She's weak and afraid and scared. And then her backup is an idiot. Two morons. At least one usually be decent, but it's two morons. Mm-hmm. Two of them. And y'all talking about woman rights. Your right is to be able to feed your children. That's your right. How about stop thinking about you having unwanted sex or having sex and then don't want the baby? How about thinking about your children and taking care of the ones you have? How about taking care of the ones you have and stop worrying about having unprotected sex and then you don't want the child?
God bless you.
How about that? How about having a better environment? How about getting a better education? How about having a better job? How about the economy coming down? How about interest rates coming down? We're going into winter now on the East Coast. You're going to have these high gas bills and all of this stuff with these winters. That's when it's going to become more of an issue. And you want that to come back in office. And then we got Russia and China knocking at our doors. Y'all are sleeping this. Y'all are slow. It's not just about the Democratic and Republican Party. This is about the world. We got to deal with world leaders. And these men do not respect women, especially weak women.
Exactly.
They don't respect them. They have to respect you. They're not America. They put up with this bullshit. They don't go for this.
They're not into feminists.
They not into trans rights and this and that. They not into what America's into.
Yeah, they're not into all that.
You got to stand on business. They not for this okie doke that we are. They're not for it. There's a lot of women now holding it down. They holding it down. So you have responsibilities. And you need to think about someone other than who you having sex with, and you didn't have protection, and you worrying about you might be pregnant. None of that should happen. You are grown.
Yeah, someone said Kamala won't even go to Joe Rogan. How can she talk to world leaders?
She won't go to Joe Rogan. She spent 20 minutes on Fox and still talked in word salads.
Talked in circles.
I mean, everything. Every time you ask a question, well, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was he was a way better president than what you have been, you and Biden put together.
He's not even the president right now.
And he's not even the president right now. And nobody's asking her about what's going. She is responsible for what has happened the last almost 4 years. It's her responsibility. She's sitting in office. She's supposed to, just in case y'all didn't know, she's supposed to be running off of her record. She's supposed to be running off of what they had accomplished. Remember, she was bragging about Bidenomics. Bidenomics is working. Bidenomics. She can't even say that. She won't even say that now. Now she's saying what? Oh, groceries are high. Like she had nothing to do with it. She's not suffering. She got money. Now she want to talk about, oh yeah, growth because of you, lady. And none of you women are telling her because of her. None of the women are pushing back. They sit there and grin. They're like, oh, she a female, portraying, acting like she black. Conveniently black that she's running. Conveniently black. Then once, if she wins, then she going to be conveniently back to being Indian. Okay? She not going to be running around talking she black. I promise you. She's not going to walk around talking about she black. If she win this election, she'll go back to being an Indian.
It's like how the one...
after she bamboozled all these black women.
It's like how the one news corporation asked her what's her race, and she didn't say black. She just said...
she got when she got sworn in as a senator, she got sworn in as an Indian, the first Indian senator. Mm-hmm. She's an Indian. She's conveniently black because she's running. And if she was to win, she'll be conveniently Indian again, people. Okay? This is all, and whoever ran before that needed 100 celebrities to try to get you in office. Whoever had run before that they never was voted in. Who has run that nobody on this chat has cast a vote for that woman? Nobody in this nation had cast a vote for her to run for president. And they talking about they want to save democracy. They killed democracy. They are the wolves calling the sheep black. The Democrats are the wolves. They're the wolf.
She didn't get one vote.
Not one vote. And y'all running around, oh, we need to be protected from Trump. Trump is trying to help you people.
Don't they say don't take us back or something like that?
We don't want to go back.
Yeah.
We don't want to go back to low inflation, low gas, no wars.
No illegal immigrants.
No invasion of immigration, no terrorists, none of this, no Venezuelan gangs. We don't want to go back to that. How crazy. And they chanting, we don't want to go back. And y'all chant for this right now. And it's only going to get worse because they can't fix what they've done. They have destroyed this nation. And it'll be a miracle from God, a miracle from God to get half of this nation back together. A miracle. Because he can't do it alone, and he certainly can't do it in 4 years. And she walking around talking about collard greens in a bathtub. You know she not black. That's unheard of. That's just, she think that of black people, that every black person should be insulted. And every black person should be insulted with her telling people that that Jesus wasn't welcome at her rally. He wasn't welcome there. She said you at the wrong convention. They should be insulted by that. But y'all go ahead and keep playing these games.
She comes from a middle class.
Yeah, family. I come from a middle class. Get out of here. Get out of here. You don't lie so much on your mother. It's not right. Talking about her favorite music was, who was it? She said, well, who was it this time? She said who was her mother's favorite music? One was Miles Davis and Aretha Franklin. Like her mother, that Indian mother was not sitting around doing how many years, 40, 50 years ago, 60 years ago, because she's 60. Her mother wasn't 60 years ago talking about Aretha Franklin. Come on, y'all. Come on. She Indian, full Indian. It's amazing. We talk about she talking woman rights like you're right. Like you don't have any other rights than how you open or close your legs.
Honey said, I knew a girl, her family was from Jamaica, half Indian, half black Jamaican. She was darker skinned, but some mentality will use the black card to get ahead, but secretly say she's not black.
That's what they do. Kamala don't identify as black. She identifies as black that she's running. She conveniently identifying as black. Because she's running, because as long as she can fool black people, bamboozle black people, because see, they thought that they could get in office just using the immigrants, the illegal immigrants' votes. But then they realized that so many black people we have our eyes open up now, and especially a lot of black men and black women need to follow the black men lead right now. And that now they going after all of everything they're doing is trying to get the black vote. They done had like the last week, 2 or 3 weeks, all these black entertainers. Just give black people the entertainers, let them think they're going to a free concert and that's going to get them to vote. How lame is that? Tell black men we'll give you weed. How lame is that? I mean, this is 2024. I mean, this is so offensive and insulting that they feel as though that's all they have to do to get a black vote. You don't have to offer. What have they offered us? What have they done for us? They've had 4 years of doing something for black people. She can't name one damn thing that they promised to do for black people. That's why I supported them. They can't say one thing that they done for black people. He's saying no sound. Y'all can't hear us? Go in there and see, because he says no sound. Uh-oh, now they messing with the sound. Wow. Try to fix the sound. I know this heat.
Two people said
I'm taking it.
2 people said they can hear you.
Take this heat.
I didn't turn the heat up.
I didn't put 76. It is so hot in here. I don't know why. See what you can do. I don't know why now.
People are saying they can hear us too, Mom.
They can hear us?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying they can hear us.
Then why did he
now
say
Chevy said it's good now.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, they said it's good now. I don't know. They're trying to stop our stream. But yeah, I'm trying to find the video of I'm gonna download Twitter of Kamala with the black church and with the famous preachers. And it's really mind-blowing because she does a lot, really everything she can that's against God. She's for something that God literally calls an abomination in the Bible, Leviticus 18:22, if you want to look it up for yourself. But yeah, a lot of black people, us being in Philly today and talking to some people there, it was really, really...
It was disturbing.
It was disturbing, yeah, and it was very sad to see. Even had this one guy was angry and just so upset. Just asked him a question. It's really, really sad to see people can't think for themselves. We got some people who just agree to disagree, and that's fine. But people who get all in a pissy fit, like a lot of people in the chat, it's really sad to see. But I'm trying to find this video to show you guys. But the rally went great. Trump, I think Trump is gonna get this win.
It's gonna be hard because if it was legitimate, it wouldn't be as difficult. But these people are trying to win by all means necessary. So they're not trying. They've done a lot when they open the borders.
I found the video. Want me to show them?
Is that? Oh yeah.
Want me to show them?
Can they hear? Wait a minute. See if it's loud enough. It's like we're doing it like the.
Okay. Want to say anything before the video?
This is the video. This is the first time that we had laid eyes on this video. And leading the way is like Jamal Bryant. Jamal Bryant is one of the most corrupt pastors in America, other than I guess TD Jakes. Who I used to love listening to both of them. It's like I can't even find a pastor to listen to. They so corrupt now. It's terrible. I gotta preach myself, so it's terrible. Joel Osteen, all of them. They like can't listen to anybody.
Smiling Joel.
Oh, Booty is good.
Yeah, Booty's great.
Oh, Body, however you say his name, but yeah, it's like you can show them, but it's like terrible. This the new ad, and these are now that she even paying the passes. Everybody's getting paid to support her. You have people that's supposed to be in the church, knowing that this woman, the only thing she stands for is abortion. That is God. Jesus is sitting on the throne. He's not about abortion. He's not about same-sex marriages. He's not about men and women's sports. He's not about men and girls' locker rooms. He's not about mocking God. He's not about anything that they're standing for. All this corruption, he's not about it. You know, so, and they don't even lift up the Lord. She don't lift up the Lord. I don't think I ever heard her even say God anything.
God bless you.
I haven't heard her say anything. Trump be lifting up God almost every rally. He's lifting up God
and praying
and people praying over him. I haven't seen people praying over him.
Okay, so here's the advertisement, guys.
Faith community has always served as a beacon of hope in trying times.
And this election is no different. We are going to remember this moment forever.
The moment we chose joy and freedom
as a
Jamal Bryant's in it, Yolanda Adams,
Mary, Erica Campbell. We even got a woman bishop.
Religions and genders.
And Jamal Bryant's fiance.
For Kamala Harris is church.
Look at this. She's not church.
Humanity.
And
look at these liars.
She can reach across the aisle, any aisle,
look
and
at
get
these.
things done. That's what we need in the White House. The time
look at this.
is now. The time is now.
Look at this mess.
Right now.
Jesus help us.
To our own vineyard. This is Kamala's. When our sister wins,
Erica Campbell. Look at this.
Kamala Harris.
She's not a sister.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
This is, I mean, they had $1 billion to spend, and they spending every penny of that money. They spending it. They spending every penny of it. I don't know why the color is like this. They spending every penny of the money. You know, it's just, that's what they even got the black church members, that all these people, they're supposed to be representations of God. It's just unimaginable that they know that she's standing with the devil. She's demonic. She's demonic. She's already don't want anything to do with God. I tell you, that's the only time I heard her go off script with no problem when they said Christ is King and Jesus is Lord. It jumped right out of her mouth. It jumped right out of her mouth. Yeah, Tulsi could be president. She could stand. I could vote for Tulsi because she a soldier. She stands on business. She ain't playing. Now someone like that is not about having a woman president. It's that one is not the one. Kamala is not the one to represent this nation. You know, anybody that voted for Kamala they voted against their best interests. And it's funny how people, they would be proud to say that someone that have destroyed this nation, literally destroyed this nation, and they're talking about like they voted like it's a good thing. You're a fool. You're a fool. You're a complete fool, because what you're experiencing right now in real time, yeah, you're experiencing in real time that you're voting against yourself. You're voting against yourself. That's what you're doing. And to be proud to say that, you're voting against yourself. You're experiencing the result of her administration. And you will vote for this, more of this. If something is wrong. I don't know, people all on medication. I don't know. It has to be something internal.
Yes.
For you to want to vote against yourself.
Says she's helping the middle class.
She's not helping. She helped the middle class to be poor. You don't see what food costs, gas costs? She's helping you to be poor. She's taking your money and she's giving it to illegal immigrants while you work every day. It's like there's a sickness. There's a sickness. You got to kick people in the ass for them to know the truth. But when you get kicked in the ass, I don't want to go through what you're going to go through.
Yeah.
I wish that your votes or what you do don't affect my life. I don't want to learn the hard way because of your bad decisions. You don't need to be making decisions. You're incapable of making a sensible decision because what you're living. You know, she's running on abortion. How many times I got to say she's not running for, she's talking about women's rights. You have a right to not to have sex with a partner you don't want to have a baby with. You have a right to keep your legs closed. You have a right for that guy. If you want to have sex with him and you don't want to go any further, make sure that man wear a condom. You have a right to be on birth control pills. Let's start with that. There's a lot of contraceptives you can use other than having an abortion. That's not birth control. She's running on, that's your right. It's your right to be able to take care of your children and to feed your children, to keep your children warm, to have a great job. You have other rights other than a freaking abortion.
And she had the nerve to have her abortion thing outside of her rally too.
Yeah, she's going to have the Planned Parenthood giving out abortions, and they proud they're giving out abortions. Even Obama didn't run like that. Obama had so much swag. At least he could talk. At least he didn't have to have. At least he didn't have to have 20 million stars and all this for him to win. He could speak himself. She's not doing that.
The agenda.
Even though he was for the gays, we didn't know it at the time. We didn't know. He didn't do nothing for us. Trump did more for us.
Someone said, Lisa said, I don't think Biden would even vote for Kamala.
Yeah, Biden didn't vote for Kamala. He got 14 million votes. 14 million votes to run for president. She didn't get one vote to run, and they talking about saving democracy. If that's not a kick in the behind, I don't know what is. And people running around because Joe Biden, they found out was unfit, you're suffering from dementia. But the Democrats did that to Joe Biden. They pushed him out because they didn't want him to run for president. They had this plan. We just had to catch up. And then their plan was keep her away from everybody for 84 days. And they didn't want her speaking to anyone because the more she talked, we find out how dumb she is, that she doesn't know anything. And then when she opened her mouth, it's only word salad. There's no policy. And every convention she has, she got to have stars here so people will come. So people will come. And they're not there to see her. So if she give black people a show, oh, we'll get the vote now. Yeah, she had Megan Thee Stallion there. Yeah, she had Beyonce just walked out there holding hands with Kelly Rowland.
Army said, we will never know how psycho that lady really is because she never will be president of this country.
Yeah. People don't understand that she's not for our best interests. She's not for our best interests, people. And women, you have a right to eat. You have a right to eat. Everything that men go through and everybody else go through, we go through it too. We have more rights than an abortion. Tell her you want to hear about her economy.
Ruth seems to be for abortion because she's defending it. She's saying 1 of 3 pregnancies result in miscarriage.
That's not a miscarriage. Is not abortion. A miscarriage is that your body rejected. A miscarriage has nothing to do with abortion. First thing you could do, take a damn birth control pill. Okay, you have a right to take a birth control pills. You have a right to use contraceptives. That's your right. Your right. You want to have abortion because you didn't take measures not to have a child. You got more rights than that. She's supposed to run. Listen, she's supposed to run on more than abortion. That's what I'm saying.
Don't have sex with someone you wouldn't want to have a child with.
You know, we have more rights than she's not running about. What is her? She's supposed to stand on her record. Is she standing on Bidenomics that she bragged about? She's not standing on her record. She's supposed to, each time a person run for president or higher office, whatever their position was prior to running for the office, they're supposed to stand on their record. She's supposed to stand on, she's a sitting vice president. Trump is not in office, people. Just in case none of y'all knew that. Just in case y'all didn't know that. She's not running on her record. She's trying to loop women in, and then you got men say, oh, I'm for women's rights. They found because they dumb too. They don't even know how to differentiate between what a woman right is to be able to take care of herself.
Ruth, what's one reason you would say to vote for Kamala Harris?
Abortion, right?
I would love to see it,
abortion, right?
I haven't seen it yet, like literally. So
yeah.
What's one reason you would say to vote for Kamala Harris?
That's all she tell them. You can't tell me about her policy. What is her policy to get us out of this mess? Is she prepared to talk to Putin? Is she prepared? You think she could keep us out of World War III? Really? Can she please talk to Fox News first? Or Joe Rogan? Can she talk to anybody? No, nobody can say her policies because she don't know them. So if she was articulating and talking about them, then people could talk about them when people ask the question. Because she can't talk about them because she don't know them. She don't have any. She doesn't even understand it. That's what you people are not getting. That's why she talks in word salads. She doesn't know. She just doesn't know. She doesn't have any policies. And so she's running on letting women think y'all rights are being taken away. You got black people thinking that like she gonna do something for us that they haven't never done. They're not doing anything for black people. She's already said she's not gonna do anything for black people.
We're still waiting, Ruth. Like, what's one reason you would say to vote for Kamala Harris?
She don't have any.
This is the same old same. This is like every time with these Democrats. This is every single time we ask, they have no answer. It's getting really like just upsetting at this point.
We had two 18-year-olds that knew more than adults and could articulate why they would vote for Trump. 18-year-olds. I'm like, thank God that for the younger people. Thank God. Thank God. I was so impressed with the younger people and the freaking adults, all the older people. They just don't have it. You got women running around trying to support this witch. She's a demon.
Yeah, now Ruth went ghost. This always happens.
We got to wake up. We have 2 days left. Yeah. That's it.
Stop B1.
If she get in, I know Jesus is coming back.
Yeah.
Because we're not, because they're trying to have World War III. Jesus already said in Revelations how this is all going to end. So, it's going to be hell on earth. Most definitely. They start kicking off these real big wars. We're in a whole different battle now. We are in a whole different battle. So we know then Jesus is coming back. Because God is not, he already said how it's going to end. And we're not going to survive all of this. The United States was like the last place like of freedom and without terrorism and all this stuff. They opened up this chaos to this country now. It's here now. It's here. That's what her administration has done. They have made America unsafe inside the country. Not just outside threats. We have inside threats now. That's what the administration has done. Y'all sitting around talking about women's rights, abortion, like we don't eat, like we don't need to be safe. Get out of here. And going to denounce God and tell people that's talking, lifting up the name of the Lord, Christ is King and Jesus is Lord, that you don't belong here. You need to go down the street to that other rally. Tell me, she said they need to go to Trump's rally. Y'all would talk that Jesus stuff and that Christ stuff. You need to go to Trump's rally That's what she said. That's what she said. And then these black preachers like that fake ass Jamal Bryant, he's gonna have her behind his pulpit and tell his congregation why they need to vote for her. Vote for her. He's an activist preacher, HBCU. I guess he's Dr. Bryant. He might be a bishop. Now I think did I pass and make him a bishop, Jamal Bryant?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Bishop Evans made him a bishop. This is before they all corrupt. I can't even find a church to go to. They all so corrupt, especially the black church.
Brenda said North Korea has been testing missiles.
Yeah, and North Korea is helping Russia now with the Ukraine war. That's a problem, Houston. That's a problem. Y'all need to be watching world news. Y'all really need to watch world news and see that this is a lot bigger than us. But anyway, we've been on here for a while. Elijah, you want to say anything else? Because we got to do, it's going to be all day tomorrow. Well, close it out. We got a lot of work to do tomorrow. You know, I really wanted to hit other parts of Philly, like, different parts. Because Elijah doesn't like, dealing too much. So I was kind of limited really getting out there.
We need peace. We need the border closed. We need to take care of America. I need a cameraman. We need to take care of America first. But thank you everyone for watching. It's been a great time.
And vote for Trump, women. Yeah. Vote for Trump.
Vote for
you have a right to feed your kids. Tell Kamala that. Mm-hmm. Tell Kamala you have a right not to pay high interest rates. You have those rights. Tell her that. Okay.
I don't know what that has to do with anything, Ruth. But
But
yeah, thanks for watching.
I love y'all.
God bless you all.
We could agree to disagree, but at the end of the day, we pray that everyone is safe. Too. We pray that all is well. We pray in the name of Jesus, nobody's suffering from any illnesses or that, that they're struggling mentally, emotionally, spiritually, because it's a lot now.
Okay, Ruth is back. Now she said Kamala Harris reached across the aisle and made the deciding bite to pass a border bill.
Yeah, what border bill?
And Trump torpedoed it.
You know what? They are so uninformed. It's so sad. That bill was more about funding more money to Gaza and more money to Ukraine and had little to do with the border. And if they had passed that, the things Trump wants to do to close that border, he would have been unable to do. Y'all need to find out more. And Biden, he could close the border at any time. It doesn't have to go through Congress and all of that. They've been had the power to do it, but they want the border open because they want the people to come in for votes. It's all about power, people. It's all about power. Nobody else has ever had 20 million people coming in. It's all about power and in a short span of time. Y'all have to know that, I don't know, y'all don't know game. I guess it's nobody here from New York or somewhere. They know game, or Philly or somewhere. Y'all don't know game. Because they playing real chess with this one. It's all about power. That's what this is about. And they trying to do everything they can, whether cheat, kill, steal, and destroy. That's the enemy. They come to kill, steal, and destroy. Yeah, y'all need to see what's going on. New York ain't no joke right now. New York is not the same. The stuff that's going on in New York, if y'all was experiencing what they are experiencing, that they need to flip to red. If I was going through what they're going through, all their stores are leaving New York. They closing up everything there. They tearing it up. It's like Gotham City and Batman, except there's no Batman to protect them.
World War III, guys, is nothing to play around with.
No.
But mainly the devil and end times is nothing to play around with.
We living in, God is not going to keep putting up with all this transgender. He already destroyed the world before with Sodom and Gomorrah. God is not going to go for this. He's not. And the way that what's going on right now is devastating. Wait till they start attacking the food chain. Y'all just don't know what's ahead. You're not paying attention. This is not about the United States. This is about the world. Yeah. The world. That's what this is about, the world. And that's what y'all need to understand. This is bigger than us. It's bigger than us. Y'all sleeping. Y'all into this identity politics. Some women saying they're talking about freaking abortion. Like that's the biggest issue we have. It's not as women. It's not.
Brenda said, Ruth, you are insane.
It's terrible. But anyway, we're gonna get off of this. We're gonna go live tomorrow. We've been having so many issues. Like I don't know how they just took us down. But we've been having problems because we have different software to use, and for some reason we're trying all we can to get this up and running. But it's been like so many roadblocks. So I don't know what's going on. Even with this. Well, anyway, thanks for joining us. And like I said, I pray that all is well.
God bless you.
Anybody suffering from any illnesses or whatever, I just pray that you just remember that he was wounded for your transgressions, bruised for your iniquities, the chastisement of your peace was upon him, and with his stripes you were healed. That means you're already healed. God has already done it. Just have faith in God. And just remember, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, and every tongue that rises up in judgment thou shalt condemn. And the enemy shall come up against thee and flee before thee in 7 ways. So God said he would do exceedingly abundantly more than you could ever dare ask or think. And you should trust in the Lord with all thine heart. Lean not to thy own understanding. All that ways acknowledge him and let God direct your path. You know, God is no matter what, that he would keep you in perfect peace if you keep your mind stayed on him. So just remember, keep your mind focused on God.
And regardless of what happens this election,
regardless.
You have to remember that God's the one in control.
He's in control. So however things go, God got us, you know. So he's our healer. He's our provider, Jehovah Jireh, Lord provider, Jehovah Rapha, the Lord our healer, God, Jehovah Teniskanu, Lord of righteousness. So God is in control. So however it's supposed to happen, we just keep our faith in God and keep your eyes and keep putting one foot in front of the other and take care of your family, take care of, you know, what's important to you. Take care of your children, take care of your loved ones. That's what's important, because it's getting rougher out here. Whether y'all realize it or not, it might not have hit your home yet, but things are happening that's happening to a lot of people. And if you really watch what's going on social media, there's a lot of people crying out in these cities that are being affected every day that the news media is not sharing with y'all. Y'all are hearing the bull crap, but it's a lot of stuff that's going on that people are crying out about what's happening to illegal immigrants. People are screaming about it. They are in disarray. They want to increase the people that live in Chicago. They going through it. They tell me we about to flip this red. They are going off, you know, throughout the country about what they're experiencing it. But because it's not at your house and in your city, it's like y'all, like, you know, y'all not, you know, suffering. You're not aware of what's happening, but it will make its way. It's making its way throughout the country. So, you know, things have to be done because we can't continue like this. And that's what Trump is trying to tell people. The amount of people that have come into this nation at the rate that they had entered the country is unsustainable. Our system can't handle it. They're already overtaxing us. And Kamala's plan is to raise our taxes 8% more while she lying to y'all about what she want to do. But where's she going to get the money from? Then she got to have it approved by Congress. So the things that she says she can't get done because it has to be approved. So this is just a big old freaking game that's going on. You know, what's
Hunger Games.
Huh?
The Hunger Games.
Yeah, it's a Hunger Games. Yeah, it's a mess. But anyway, you guys, we're getting off. I want to say thanks, you guys. But
Thank you, everyone.
women, you have rights. You have a right to feed your kids. Start thinking about other people other than what's between your legs.
And God bless you all. Thank you for watching. Had a good time. It's
Jesus is king.
It's a great Trump rally. And yeah, elections in just 2 days.
Yeah, tomorrow's Monday. One more full day of campaigning. Tuesday, everybody going to go and vote. And I hope to God that they don't steal. I never believed before they stole the election until now, because I see how hard and all the things they have done to try to win this. It's just unbelievable. I've never seen all this before. I mean, like, it's like we fighting for life in this one. It's like fighting for life. And the funny thing about it, Trump was already president, and he served us extremely well. But the media is so influential. Corrupt. They make it and corrupt. They make it like it was terrible. It's terrible now, not when he was president. People.
And what they do a lot too is
thank you, my brother, for your. They said they thank you. What they say?
Yeah, it's something that the media does. They take a lot of what he says out of context.
Yeah, that's all. Everything he says.
Yeah.
Everything, not some things. Everything. They said 99% negative for him and like 90% positive for her, and she don't even say nothing. Anyway, thanks you guys. God bless all of you, and we most definitely will be on tomorrow. We're going to talk more. You know, I want to talk to the women. I don't want to hear another word about freaking women rights.
Yeah,
that's annoying me.
Definitely in person, talk to the women too.
Yeah, gotta talk to them because women, they supposed to be smart, intelligent. A lot of these women are supposed to be educated. They leading businesses, families, and homes, and all this kind of stuff. And you know, they're supposed to be really on top of stuff. And I just don't understand how they're not seeing this. That what's going on, how they're being bamboozled and used to put someone in office that's unfit and doesn't belong there.
Yeah,
she doesn't belong there.
Just like my sister, it's like every time I talk to her, it's like war, you know.
My daughter is no joke. Yeah, see, Kamala, I got her interested in politics because I'm an activist and advocate, and I'm a legislative director, and for the state of actually Pennsylvania. I'm not gonna tell you how many times, but I got her interest. Now I'm on the opposite team, and she doesn't like it.
Now she don't talk to us.
And her friends, because they calling me up to campaign and help campaign for Kamala and stuff. And I'm like, I'm on mute. It's like a moment of silence, y'all. I ain't with y'all on this one.
It's funny because my mom still gets texts like
I get like 1,000 a day.
The Democrats.
They looking for me, calling me. My unions, my everything, and with the AFL-CIO, they've been looking for me, boy, because I'm really out there. I'm not going against my best interest. Not this time. Not this time.
Fooled me once.
Nah,
twice.
Not this time. I found out who the real wolf is. Yeah. I found out who the wolf is in sheep clothing. Yep, it's the Democrats are the wolves in sheep clothing. It's them. It's them, and it's been them. But this is bad. They're the wolf. They're the wolf. Lying to you. They're the wolf. Everything they say about Trump is them. They the ones that's destroying democracy. Is them. They're the wolf. Just remember that the Democrats are the wolves. They're the wolves. It's them. So anyway, God bless you.
God bless you all.
All right. Peace out.
Bye.
Love you.
See you next time. Love you.